Hey there, everybody, and welcome here to the Call of Duty Mobile Sub-Saharan Africa Community Clash from this side of things, brought to you by the good folks from Carry First and, of course, ACGL. Oh, I'm being moved around inside here, but for right now, while my side of things isn't shaking too much, I'm joined by the ever so delightful gentleman himself, Mr. Daddy Cool. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, and yourself, Nick? I'm super excited to be here today. I think I might just be on the wrong mic. I just came back from load shedding. You know, we have our load shedding things here in South Africa. So excited to be here. If you asked me 6 years ago if I'm ever going to be casting a mobile competitive game, I would have probably laughed in your face. But here we are. Technology is amazing, and I'm excited to see how Call of Duty Mobile looks today. Take us in. What's happening today, Uncle Nick?
All right, so this is still the first round of the bracket of the 8 teams that got invited to participate in this tournament. A one-of-a-kind one in a lot of ways. So we've got the 8 teams listed yesterday, or rather, should I say on Thursday. Cast Esports taking on Rage Esports. Rage Esports progressing into that match. And then we had EG Destroyers taking on Zero Remorse. And Zero Remorse finding their way through into the second round of the winners bracket. The 2 teams, however, don't find themselves knocked out just yet. They actually find themselves in the losers bracket. But before we get there, we still got 2 more games from the first round to be able to keep going with. So we've got Cyclone Gaming taking on 1ncognito. And this one is sure to be a little bit of a firecracker. We've got the teams getting ready on their side of things. Maps have been selected. And I think, Daddy Cool, you're going to be a little bit surprised today by the level and skill that these players show on mobile. It makes me question myself at times and the 2 thumbs that I'm stuck with, because these guys seem to have some alien fingers going on at the moment, because some of the shots, some of the skills, and some of the eliminations that we've seen throughout the week thus far has been superb, and it's only going to get better from here. So, Daddy Cool, are you ready for some mobile action?
It sounds like we're in for some crazy action today. If I'm right, we are doing a total of 3 matches today, and then every game is best of 5, correct?
It is best of 5. We're going to be doing 2 matches. So after this, it's going to be Nato taking on Valentza. So going to be 2 games. So from the winners bracket. After this, the story or the narrative gets a little bit tight across these teams, as some teams are left into that losers bracket with that last life left in the competition and fighting for essentially what is amounting to 10,000 Rand in terms of prize pool up for grabs. It's a good prize pool altogether for the region, as we also have the MVP prize coming in for that $1,000. So you might, as an individual, earn that MVP, but remember, you always have to be a teammate. You can't just show off by yourself here today. But first place getting themselves $5,000, second place $3,000, third place 2,000 Rand in cash. So it makes it for an all wholesome 11,000 Rand prize pool. So Call of Duty, you've been getting back into it. I know that you're a big lover of the Call of Duty franchise overall. I mean, are there any particular modes that you're looking forward to today? We've got Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, and of course Control.
My heart will always and always belong to Search and Destroy. Back in my day, competitive was only Search and Destroy. Back in my day, I sound like a boomer here, ex-professional Call of Duty player. So I hope I've got a lot of things to say on today. What I've seen about the Call of Duty Mobile is they're playing on a lot of the classic maps, and that's going to just warm my heart to see these classic maps being played. And map 1 I just heard is Standoff, the OG Black Ops 2 map. Oh, that map, I had the nades sorted out. I'm excited to see all the action for this. I've been enjoying Modern Warfare 2 a lot, but here we are for COD Mobile. And honestly, like I said, it's so exciting to see that this new super accessible form of competitive esports is taking the market. And I mean, we're able to have this amazing prize pool. The prize pool, like, that's good. Mobile, again, ask me 5 years ago, would there be a 10,000 Rand prize pool for mobile? You wouldn't hear a yes out of me. And here I am today. I'm excited for him. I'm excited to be here with you beautiful man, Nick, and the team of ACGL, obviously putting all of this together. I'm just excited. What can I say? I'm stoked.
Stoked and raring to go. You make me blush, good sir. But going into this map number 1 standoff, going to be very, very interesting. We're going to be playing some Hardpoint, and it's a game mode that I absolutely love. It's one of the titles that we actually used to play on Xbox 360 days in terms of being able to understand and acknowledge the map. There's a reason why it stuck around for so long. Really great map design overall. When it comes down to picking up those rotations and those anchor points, it's going to be absolutely vital when it comes down to Hardpoint. So we're going to be taking you through that experience today. At the moment, I believe we're just waiting on a couple of the players to be able to join the lobby, and we'll be able to jump into this map number 1. But for right now, I want to find out your predictions. We've got Cyclone taking on 1ncognito, and should be a tight game. let's. I want to find it from you guys in the chat. Who are you backing? Is it going to be Cyclone? Is it going to be Incognito? And for what reason? I mean, do you think that the raw slaying potential of Incognito is going to be able to stand true to Cyclone's precision gameplay? We're going to have to wait and see. But for right now, I think we definitely have a game to look forward to. So far in the series, one thing I do need to point out, Daddy Cool, that it almost caught me by surprise because I've been removed from the competitive scene. Unfortunately, man's got to work. But when it comes down to search and destroy, we get into a sudden death overtime, meaning that teams have to win by 2 rounds, which is actually hectic. And that gives us an opportunity to potentially go up to like 24 rounds in total. I think that happened on Thursday. I mean, the poor casters or the poor players, I'm not too sure. They were sweating bullets watching this all go down and back and forth. It almost felt like a tennis match at one point. But search and destroy should be good today.
Usually it's only 6, right? Because that generally sounds good to me. Back in my day, again, boomer language here. You with the Xbox 360 exposing yourself. I mean, it was, you played until 13, so 6 has always felt a bit short to me. So having that format to kind of make it take that bit longer does sound super exciting. But yeah, when you get to 24 rounds, it is like, oh damn, this is intense. Yeah. But because I mean, I'm a squash enjoyer, and in squash you also have to lead by 2 points. But eventually you're just like, you know what? I'm dead tired. I'm just going to give you the point. And I wonder if that's... But you don't want to be the team who does that, right? And that's where endurance comes through. So I'm excited to see that. And S&D is obviously the best game mode for that. Search and Destroy is just... There's a reason that Counter-Strike and Valorant have been doing the Search and Destroy format forever. And it's worked for them. And just because the bomb, the objective, the teamwork, Anyway, all I can say is I'm excited. And for me, I must say Team Incognito... As a Incognito browser user myself, I'm kidding. That sounds like a good name, but Team Cyclone. Cyclone, like you say, is a hurricane. It's an unstoppable force. So for name's sake, just depending on the name so far, I'm putting my money on Team Incognito for today. Let's see how they perform. I hope they don't let me down. I'm also, like you say, I've been removed from the competitive scene and even further removed from mobile competitive scene. So I'm excited to see these names and see where they can take it, because I'm guessing this is just the beginning. I mean, COD Mobile released last year in... Was it March, I believe? So it's still fairly new. And obviously, we just got our South African servers. But here we are. We're loading into the game. And look at this beautiful map. Oh, I miss you, Standoff.
Just on a correction, it has been around for quite some time in terms of COD Mobile, but South African servers, as you mentioned, coming through recently and coming through clutch thanks to the deal orchestrated by the good folks at Carry First, as well as Call of Duty Mobile. At the moment, it does look like we're going to start things off of the break. When it comes down to Standoff, all about that heel control in the middle of the map, as we can see in the bottom left-hand corner. At the moment, you can see those anchor points are going to try to be pushed. And that's exactly what this blue team from the side of, I believe that is Cyclone, are trying to find their way in. Top Grannies is always going to be a big position here just to be able to hold in the center court. But what they really want to be able to do is get the wraparound to make sure that they can hold the anchor position for heel number 2, or what we'll more commonly refer to as P2 when it comes down to hardpoint.
If this is hardpoint, correct? So there is respawns and everything, and now they just need to get onto that side to go and get some points on. You know, usually if you want that first person to rotate over, and it seems like this team has already done it. Yellow currently is the team of, unfortunately I don't see it easily on the heads-up display, but our yellow team, Cyclone. They know that the Cyclone, okay, thank you very much.
Correct.
Cyclone, they are trying to clear out these flanks, trying to keep players off the side. Not just do you have to get on the side, but you also have to keep the enemy team off the side, obviously, right now. And they seem to be doing a really good job of it. 43-5 right now. Pretty hard lead right now.
Pretty hard lead. They've got the rotations early on. It's all about this cut now through Garage. And Sky gets himself into a fantastic position. And unfortunately, a 1-for-1 trade-out. But we've got player number 1 as well as player number 4. Will they be able to make their way in? No. The door gets firmly shut as Cyclone Gaming hold on to this point at this time, as at the moment it's player number 3, Simpsy, that's on the back end and just trying to hold up. One of the things they need to focus on here is trying to break this heel as a unit. As you can see, everybody is actually stacked into this unit, meaning that they're going to have to go for 1-for-1 very, very close trades at this point in time. It's an interesting strategy, as it does seem like a lot of the space around the map is being surrendered, and those are the points in terms of long-range engagements that you really want to be able to work with. So at the moment, as it does look like the team from Cyclone is holding on with a very strong lead. It's all about P3 and that rotation in towards Grannies, and that's what we're seeing Xerox show up to now.
Yeah, it's not over yet at all for Team Incognito. If they can get this next point and keep it up, they can really, really secure themselves a lot of points. But I do see that Cyclone here is sniffing out that is their plans. They are now heading on over to try and take over this position. Lots of rotations all around, but again, Incognito has been forced off the side completely, and they are now the ones having to get through these awkward angles. Granny, like you said, being such a powerful position, such a powerful point. The windows are good cover. You can prone. There's not a lot of angles to get in. There's an awkward ladder to climb. So if you're in here and you can anchor those positions down, you are going to secure yourself a lot of points. And now they're almost at the 100-point lead. Team Cyclone playing this really, really well. We see here that Sky is trying to get this angle, this flank. What a gun is this? That looks interesting. And then they're just keeping the team off. And now I think, unfortunately, Incognito is going to have to try and get the next point. But at least he does get that one clean off, but not enough to get the points.
Yeah, at this point in time, it is a little bit of a runaway, as it does look like a triple kill will come down with a Predator missile from Life, just essentially removing the life from his opposition there. Cyclone Gaming keep on their dominant lead here. It's only 7 points in the back pocket of Incognito, who, to be honest, are remaining silent in this game thus far. If you want to say they've gone incognito, then that's 100% correct. Because at this point in time, inside the hill, it's going to be a couple of challenges. Incognito actually get the first rotations through, but this is going to be what seems to be a relatively easy break. Because player number 1, I believe this is Orbit, as well as player number 4 is that Kip Slim that are trying to make their way through. It's Orbit on the left-hand side, needing to be able to hold down the point. Does hold down the anchor, and it's Bailsy that picks up 2-piece on the left-hand side. So once again, this is just so dominant coming in here from Cyclone Gaming. And, ooh, there we go. The Purifier does come out, and Life is, ooh, just barely holds on to his.
Even with the Purifier out there, it seems unfortunately that Incognito could not keep the site. Again, they're being pushed off. It seems Team Cyclone is being a storm right now, just storming all over the map and taking control. 155-8. Maybe This is just not the map for Team Incognito. They are getting all these angles, the entrances, everything they need. It seems like right now, Team of Cyclone is playing the perfect game for them, and they're just forcing Incognito completely off the side. Incognito just again trying to hopefully get a few points on the next side. Maybe if they can, you know, we've had these games where you're very far behind and then you just find your rhythm and then you manage to bring it all back. So that could still happen here for the team of Incognito, but they really need to find that rhythm now, as they are running out of time, as the score limit is 250 if I am correct.
100% correct.
A very short amount of time or points they have to play with now.
Finally, Incognito gets himself out of what we would dub, I guess, the 10 clubs, because traditionally, when it comes down to a hard point, you would say that if you beat your opposition and they don't manage to get 100 points, you 100 club them. And it's kind of a little bit of an insult at times, but we'll have to just wait and see. I mean, Cyclone at this point in time are just, they're looking very solid, just cleaning up all over the place. And at the moment, it's Simpsy inside the hill. Oh, we'll get traded out there inside the middle courtyard, but it's going to be another pickup here from Sky on the top end, just trying to be able to get some more points on for Cyclone as they try to get themselves edging closer, or at least trying to bring that differential down. We've got 15 seconds left on the clock. This is where it's so important to be able to look at the middle of the map, and you can see player number 5 already wrapping around. This is Life 2. Been very impressed with Life so far. Going to be sitting in that top anchoring position just to be able to keep that long line of sight, and at the moment, it's once again Cyclone just being able to come in and just hold as long as possible.
Ooh, you love to see the Annihilator in hand. Such a satisfying specialist ability. I mean, I prefer this over the Purifier. Look at that. 3 kills with the freaking Annihilator. He's just really annihilating them right now. Their morale must be pretty low. They did break the 10 club at least. But now, are they going to be able to get that 100 club? It looks like Cyclone is just forcing them off again. Looking at that map at the bottom left, they have complete control of the side of the map where the point is at. Incognito can't even get close.
Yeah, so now it's all about, are they going to actually sacrifice 30 points? They can't really afford to do it either way. I mean, there's 30 seconds left on the clock. Each second that remains uncontested inside of the hill means that they're going to get a point on the board. At this point in time, it does look like the crew from Incognito are going to potentially lose out unless they contest this hill for at least a couple of seconds. And who knows, maybe it's just the throwing of the towel early on here. But it does look like somebody jumps into the hill, brings us down to a pause clock for a couple of seconds. But we've got 3. No, it's not going to be enough. So to grannies we go. Player number 5 from Incognito, currently sitting inside that hill, will get cleared out immediately. And right away, the break is too easy. The cleanup is too nice. And we see Cyclone Gaming the eye of the storm has remained true. They've remained the dominant force in this game number 1.
Yo, that was really impressive play there by Cyclone. They really showed dominance again. Not only did they control the points, but it really felt they controlled the whole map. Every time the point was somewhere, it felt like 1ncognito couldn't even get close to that half of the map where the point was. Really well played there. I mean, look at that. 16 kills on Sky. No, 31 on Life. I'm looking at the wrong side. 31-27. That is a lot of kills to your name, especially when it comes to the competitive scene. Well played there, Life. He should just rename himself to Death at this point, because he was really dishing out death to the enemy team there.
Huge margins being shown there, but we will go to essentially one of the most important game modes, that Search and Destroy. But for right now, Cyclone Gaming taking map number 1. It's a big advantage always. Map number 1 sets the precedent of what is to come, right? And when it comes down to Call of Duty Mobile, your respawn game modes are vitally important, but we'll slow things down, and 1ncognito will more than likely be grateful that we are getting that opportunity now that we go to your favorite mode, Daddy Cool,
Search
and Destroy.
I love S&D. I'm excited to see it. Maybe the team of 1ncognito is more of a slow-paced team, you know? We'll have to wait and see, but from what that dominance showing was there on Team Cyclone, that was impressive. Maybe I caster cursed as well, Team 1ncognito, you know? You should never say the team you root for. Pro tip for casters, don't do it, guys. You're just going to end up cursing your team. But again, really well played there by Life. Seemed like he had all those angles. He wasn't really playing the opening role, but he was really playing the role of catching the rotations, and he cut off those rotations so well. And he really made a lot of space for his team to, again, control that whole map. Well played. GG Team Cyclone for round 1. And yeah, I guess we just jump into the next one immediately. Again, it's my first time casting Call of Duty Mobile, so I'm very excited to see how this goes. Yeah, I'm so wet behind the ears, you say, but it's exciting to be here. Well played there. Okay.
Well, we are going to be going to map number 2 directly after this, and it's going to be Summit. Summit is a very interesting map in its own right. I mean, you split between the low and high spawns on either side of the game, and I think it's one of the maps that if you've been practicing your grenades, you can pull people away from essentially some of those rushes early on. You've got the big flank going down what we dub sometimes as the ice bridge, and then on the opposite side you've got that scaffolding to be able to work with. So a lot of the gunfights end up going in towards the middle courtyard, so getting those big lines of sight is going to be absolutely vital. Summit is sure to be a very good map for Search and Destroy to be able to watch.
Summit, the Black Ops 1 map, correct?
Yes, correct. So we are going to Summit. There's also that very cheeky position where you jump out the window and you get that long oversight. So sometimes if you're really sneaky about it, you can jump on up and get like a heighted position that nobody really checks.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see kind of what we see these players bring out. It is 5v5, which is a little bit different from what I'm traditionally from a historic perspective used to. So we're going to see those rushes need to be like traded out quite heavily, so holding positional play is going to be huge.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Black Ops 1 maps. Seems like there's a favoritism here in the Call of Duty Mobile for some Black Ops maps, but I mean, Black Ops maps have always played really well for both fun games and competitive, and like you said here, there's great flanks, great angles to play on Summit. It's a map I remember ever so slightly. It was just before my days, but every now and then you're like, hey, you want to play a classic Call of Duty competitive? I'm like, yeah, sure, put me in, and you can completely roll. But now, going back to it, it's like, this map makes a lot of sense. I'm excited to see how it plays here on mobile as we see all these new different guns that, again, weren't in the original games the maps came from. It really shakes up how the maps do play. We saw the Bison. I was like, okay, Bison, okay. And the P9, like, yeah, I love it. It's so cool. But everything just goes in mobile, and I kind of vibe with that. I need to play some more, but I've got like 5 hours in Call of Duty Mobile. Okay, maybe I should pick up my thumbs and play a bit better, or like get more into it. But for me, I don't know. Kudos to these players. Playing on the screen is not an easy thing to do, and they are making it look easy with the way they're playing, especially on the side currently of Team Cyclone.
Yeah, and I think when it comes down to it, that's where I get so jealous of Call of Duty Mobile. You guys get the best maps, you get the best weapons, you have some of the best perks, and to be honest, your broadcaster tools are better than traditional COD. So that's what I love to be able to see. At the moment, you can already see what we talked about. Those grenades coming out early just to be able to prevent those holds. And at the moment, from the attacking side of things, it does look like that this middle courtyard will be controlled, which means that the players from Cyclone Gaming at this point in time are going to hang back a little bit, and it is going to be 1ncognito
I love to see this completely new base
On the
here. Oh, the
defensive
good
side.
old-fashioned prone. It seems like Incognito, but actually here, Cyclone have moved past the bomb sites to cut Incognito from even getting onto the site currently, which is quite interesting. Usually, you want to stay behind the bomb, but there's a plant actually on the side.
Cyclone.
Oh wait, no, actually, it seems that the team of Cyclone stayed far off the site, and now they've given up the plant.
So Cyclone, by the way, got the plant there on that side of things. At the moment, on the defensive side, it is going to be Incognito, and we can see those thermals being thrown out. The smoke grenades, in terms of just being able to... Oh, dirty play through mid. At the moment, it's going to be Simp with the trade out. It does look like we have a 3v1 situation, so left all alone. Incognito picks up one. Oh, the follow-up with two. Will he go full clutch here at the moment? Still needs to be able to get the defuse. Only 7 seconds left on the clock. Gets a kill. Not gonna have enough time. Xerox. Ooh.
Wait, what?
What? No, he got it. You kidding me, Xerox? You
MVP.
absolute beast. What a beast play from Xerox.
Yo, that is where you just have to keep your cool, and that was so beautifully played there. You love to see the... I think it was a 1v4 at the beginning. He took out one of them, and then he had to still take down 3 and get that defuse just in time. I heard the bomb timer going down like, oh, this man, he's got the kills, but he doesn't have the bomb. But it seems it's a 5-second defuse, and that is more than enough time for him to successfully get that. Well played.
I honestly thought he wasn't going to make it. I saw 4 seconds as soon as he picked up the bomb, but apparently the man manages to tap his fingers on the defuse of the bomb faster than I'm even able to pick that up from the caster desk. So right now it does look like we've still got the Cyclone team on the attacking side of things, Incognito on defense. They managed to pick up that one round, but at the moment it's going to be Lilix being able to come through the mid. We'll pick up 2. Sorry, that's Life being able to pick up the second.
Life is just finding these positions. He is really dominating it right now for S&D as an opening player. Where again, previous game, I believe he was the anchor type player. It just shows he can really play whatever role is needed. And right now, he is cleaning up. There, he gets a 3rd kill as well. It's a 1v3 again. Are we gonna have a repeat of the previous round? I can't see the name, unfortunately. It's a bit blurry on my screen. But no, it's not even going to happen. Bito Calm is taken out. He's not able to emulate his teammates' perfect play from the previous round.
All right, so at the moment ties it up, brings it back to 1 apiece, and at the moment, I mean, asking for that clutch again, Daddy, was always going to be tricky, but let's see what they're going to be able to do. Now we go into round number 3, and is still going to be the Cyclone team on the attack here. We've got Bailey's on the top side. Sky picks up a kill off of the 1P, and that's absolutely huge on the defensive side, bringing things down to a 5v4.
Sky is really just... Wait, no, Sky is the one who's killed right now. It's a 5v4 indeed for the team of... Ooh, beautiful snipe. You love to see snipes. I don't know how people snipe on mobile. From my experience, it's been not a very good experience for me. But I'm just noob, clearly. I need to get good and play this game a bit more. But here we find... Oh, Bullseye is very, very low. He's trying to get the follow-up, and he's just not finding it. But he has forced him out of position, at least. But he gets taken out from behind. It's a 2v2 situation, but player 4 on the map is doing a very far rotation. Player 2 for Cyclone might actually be smelling it out, but he gets his angle from behind. No, he survives again. He's just not dying. Another player gets spotted, but he gets taken out. Oh, that was actually... I don't know who traded who there. But now it's a 2v1... Oh, it's a 2v2 situation.
Yeah.
Cyclone has to just prevent the plant, and hopefully they can take this round for themselves. A whole minute left, though.
Yeah, we got a 1v2 now, currently in favor of the Incognito lineup, as the bomb's still looking to get planted. We'll be able to double back. Has those boxing gloves. Will he be able to duck, dip, and dive his way through this next one? No! Incognito double their score count to 2 and essentially get themselves the advantage for the very first time in this round number 4.
That's good to see. Yeah, maybe they are S&D players.
Yeah.
Hey. Sure, this is happening. Everything's happening so fast. It's insane to see. Now we see the boxing gloves is just, you run out, get to your position fast, and now we see here again, the side of Incognito is now actually coming to play. They want to be the aggressors. They don't want to wait anymore. Maybe they, like I said, if you find your rhythm, it works. But we see there was a snipe there in the kill feed, and Life getting another kill. Now it's a 5v3 situation for Cyclone. That's the one. And they are now taking this round pretty comfortably so far, but they've lost one. It's a 3v3 now. Never mind.
Yep.
Incognito is just holding down the fort. They are not letting this aggressive team just take over here. I think they really know how to play the smart, more tactical and slow trade game, and they're doing it really, really well.
Yeah.
Now, again, just have to defend. Yeah.
gotta say, I'm loving this from Incognito. They're changing their pace of even their defense. We saw them play deep in that round number 1. I believe this is round number 4 that we're in. They actually went aggressive through the middle, then got their information and pulled back. That's why we're currently seeing this squad from Cyclone Gaming so far back and actually spread out. I mean, this is a very risky move to be able to go down the flank all by yourself. They've got a share in terms of trade down the right-hand side, but Sky has a great position here to be able to try get the flanking player. Let's see what he's going to be able to do, as it does look like Michael comes up with a kill there on Xerox and brings us down to a 2v3. It is going to be Cyclone with the advantage here as the bomb does get planted.
The bomb down as well. That's an extra advantage. Sniper is up. He could play a safe role, but he doesn't want to. He wants a kill. Why would you want to defend the bomb when you could just style on your enemy? And that equalizes the score there. Cyclone and Incognito 2-2 each. And like you said, you need the 2-point lead. So currently it looks like we might see one of those games go a little bit extra overtime.
A little bit extra, definitely. For right now, I'm interested to see what these players do off the break. It does look like a little bit of a B push coming in here from this Incognito squad, whereas Cyclone on the other side of things are aiming for B themselves. So we will see them both go head-to-head in terms of this clash at the moment. It's going to be Life, who I've been very, very impressed with so far, pushing down that right-hand flank. The sniper rifles come out. Good kill comes up for Life on the bomb site. That clears the space a little bit. Good trades also coming out here from Life. But right now, there's a player pushing through middle, and there we go. Just like that, it's Cyclone who find themselves building up that storm.
Cyclone definitely. Life currently being the MVP of the match again, game 2. Every time we spec him, he is getting 1 to 2 kills at least, which is, you know, sometimes 2 kills doesn't sound a lot, but if you get 2 kills for your 1 life, you are setting your team up for an advantage, and he's playing it really, really well, finding those opening kills.
Yeah.
Really well played. And now, again, like you said earlier, the team of Incognito, they're really shaking up the pace of their defense, which is really good. You know, keeps the enemy on the toes. I don't know what to expect, but unfortunately, I know that's a good thing there. Gets 1 kill. Tries to get the second, unfortunately not able, and they are covering each other here. Team Cyclone playing it really, really well. There, Michael gets another snipe, and there, Bailey as well in the kill feed, and Live picking up another, and now Incognito is just falling apart. It's a 1v4 now, and Zero Beast, he was the one who clutched previously. He finds his first kill so far, going for 2, finds his second one, but unfortunately, he gets taken out. It looked promising there for a second. I believed.
The clutch master that is Xerox, unfortunately, could not copy his move there and essentially move it across into this round.
I see what you did there.
Hey. As now it does look like we make our way into the very 7th round, and it's where I believe this Incognito team need to be able to claw it back. Remember, these teams do swap, I believe, after 7 or 6 rounds. So this should be the last round on attack for Cyclone Gaming, as from Incognito on the defensive side of things. Yes, they have swapped already. I do apologize. They have
yes.
swapped.
Okay. So it's probably after round 6. Yes, on the 7th round, like you said. But there we see these beautiful flanks in from Cyclone. They're really just like running around the map currently and just completely flanking and dominating again. It seems they do not care about the defense. The best defense to good offense, according to them, and they are really showing how that works. It's a 4v1 again. Xerox Beast, can he copy what he did? No, he can't. Aha, see, I stole your joke.
How dare you? You copied it, some might say. All right, so as we go into round number 8, it does look like we've got a substantial lead being picked up here from Cyclone Gaming. And Incognito.
And this is match point, if I'm correct, for Cyclone.
No, it is target to 7, so they've got still 2 more in hand. Oh, big snipe coming in from Michael through mid. And at the moment, it's going to be Polarity on the top side, finding his teammates' dead body lying behind him. And now needing to be able to pull forward. Unfortunately, not being able to connect with all of the shots there that were required.
Yeah, that's such a beautiful one. You want to jump to go throw that grenade to the perfect spot, but that just means you expose yourself to that sniper's line of sight. What a beautiful rush there, getting that kill. He's really dominating with his snipes as well right now. It's beautiful to see, especially on mobile.
Oh, there we go. Cyclone. Damn, those sniper shots from Michael have been phenomenal.
Yo, I want to kill cam just to see these snipes, because he's really been sniping so well right now. He doesn't even need a pistol. He's running out with a knife. He knows that he's going to hit his sniper shot to such an extent that the enemy player is dead every time. Well played. And now it probably has a few score streaks in the back. Never mind,
Ooh,
he gets
Sky.
naded out this time. But they have identified the position of the bomb.
That wasn't even a nade. That was a quick scope off of the guy jumping through mid. None other than Sky. There's an understanding why some people think he's one of the best snipers in Africa. At the moment, Sky sitting on this top hand corner, got that bomb.
What kid grenade is
grenade.
this?
Yes,
It's a
they've
little
got the best
snowman
skins.
grenade.
It's not fair. It's really not fair. Simpsy gets the shots through the wall.
Oh, and there's now again Xerox Beast, the 1v2. We've seen him pull back more intense games, and he needs to plant now. Hopefully, he can bait out the enemy team to come to this bomb. He has to play this really, really smart. 1v2 is something completely manageable. The P90 being a good old-fashioned gun that works hard, plays hard, shoots hard. Now he's gonna slowly rotate it out. If the Team Cyclone plays this smart, they will back up each other. But no, it's not necessary. The Switchblade X9 just destroys there. And that is Cyclone taking game 2 on SSD as well. After such a good start showing from Team Incognito.
Yeah, 2-0. I mean, Life was MVP from game number 1. I'm actually quite interested. Will it be Michael from game number 2? I mean, Xerox gave us the play of the game for damn sure. But yeah, game number 3. I mean, this is where Incognito has the steepest mountain essentially to climb. A reverse sweep will be required, but Simpsy actually picks up the MVP there, followed by Michael and then Life. All 3 players showing some phenomenal skill throughout that game, as Simpsy picks up 11 in total, which is absolutely huge. Actually, Michael, my personal MVP of that one with the sniper shots, picked up 12.
12 kills. Yeah, he didn't get the plant, unfortunately. Yeah. You know, sniping and planting, if he did that, that would have been really impressive. But yeah, his snipes were really on point. He found those crucial quick scopes. He found those opening lines of sight picks as well. Really opening up for his team. And that was well played there by Michael. And again, well played to Team Cyclone. We saw Incognito starting off strong, looking like they could actually take S&D for themselves. But now it's a 2-0 for them. Against them, that is, and they have to either show what they have in their reserves now on, I believe the last one is Control? No?
Yeah,
yeah
we will be going to Control for map number 3, 100%.
Yes. Which map is that? Can you please confirm, admins?
We're still... Oh, wow, Raid is actually what gets confirmed. So another classic up for grabs in terms of Control. And at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering, what are we tuned into right now? You are tuned into the Sub-Saharan Call of Duty Mobile Championship, brought to you by Carry First and operated from us good folk here at ACGL. I'm joined by the delightful Daddy Cool. This is round number 1, where it is Cyclone taking on Incognito. Winners bracket round number 1. And we are currently in map number 3 here. I like the cheeky reverse card. Daddy Cool always has all the cards. He's like a Pokemon master.
Gotta catch them all. Yes, this has been so much fun to watch. All these classic maps are just warming my heart. I'm gonna have to play Call of Duty Mobile just for the classic maps. Raid is probably one of the most classic maps. That map gets remastered every single time Treyarch touches a game. I mean, we have Modern Warfare 2 now as well, which hopefully we're gonna see some Terminal again. I'm excited to. I'm just excited. It's so good to be back in Call of Duty. I haven't played it in a good 2 years, but man, it's been scratching me again, and maybe I should pick up some. You know, you go from your PC, just spawning noobs, and you go left.
I'm not too sure if we lost Daddy Cool there. Maybe that's just me from my side of things, but it does look like he's gone dark. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Eskom, South Africa's best power source. So for right now, we're going to go into map number 3. We're just waiting for Daddy Cool to come back from the darkness. Some say he was born in it, some say that he was molded by it, but
South
we'll have to wait and see.
All
right, there we go. I can hear you, Daddy.
Okay,
I can hear you.
Okay, let me just rejoin this chat. I've been having issues with my internet lines here in South Africa. If it's not the power, it's the internet. And if it's not the power or internet, it's the water. I don't know. Let's just get me back into this screen. Otherwise, you guys are just gonna stare at me in Eskom mode. But yeah, I was just saying how you jump off from your PC, you know, boning noobs there, and then you jump into bed, pull out your phone, and you go pwn some more noobs on your phone. Sounds like a good time. I should really get into the Call of Duty for a bit. Let me sort this
Mobile's
out.
great, and at the moment, I think a lot of the Call of Duty Mobile, especially those of you that love the Battle Royale mode side of things, you guys get to get the best Warzone map that there is going to be landing on your shores quite soon, I believe. But for right now, it does look like map number 3. Is that correct, that we're just about ready to be able to jump in? Oh, we are loading in as our plane takes flight to the good old map for Control, as we're going to head over to, I believe, Raid And it's going to be an interesting one. At the moment, Incognito have found themselves faltering at the second step, and it does look like Simpsy's going to just keep an eye on some of the paintings inside of Garage at this point in time, as Cyclone get ready to either ramp up, or Incognito needs to quickly run into the center of that storm that surrounds him.
Ah, what a beautiful map. This is bringing back memories. Oh, the statue here outside, such an interesting way to play it. So many ways, so many grenades being thrown here. This little bus. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. But right now we see there, Incognito losing their first play already. But this is a respawn game mode again, so it's not over yet.
Yep.
It's not just losing a player. But there are limited lives, 28 to 29. And it seems that Incognito has taken the lead with lives at least. But now they actually need to get on their side to get themselves some points. Both points and lives you have to care about in this game mode, which makes it such a good dynamic game.
100%. I really do love control, and when it comes down to grabbing one of those points, essentially you get certain ticks. Each heal has around about 3 in terms of your progression points. So if you manage to clear a heal, you get some more time to be able to do that with the next heal. So you can already see there's only technically 40 seconds left on the clock. So it's Incognito that really needs to make their way forward. And at the moment, they're doing pretty well because Cyclone Gaming is on the back foot. And as you can see, those trophy systems are just going to come in just to be able to protect the environment. As at the moment, it's going to be the person on the back flank at the moment. Oh, this is actually Incognito trying to push them off of the hill. Oh, some big shots coming in there from Xerox. Really impressed by this player throughout this competition so far.
Yeah, he's been showing some great performance for his team. It seems P90 is one of the guns of choice right now. He's showing some really good performance. Oh, Xerox, just look at that beautiful thing. Doesn't even take any damage. He gets the double kill. That makes it a triple right there. Such beautiful, clean angles, a turn. Now he's just keeping the enemy team off the side. Like we discussed earlier with controllers, not control hardpoint. It's not only about getting the points, but keeping your enemy off the points. Only 10 seconds left. Incognito in a really good place. I'm not going to say anything, though. They are doing well right now. And let's hope they can keep up the momentum.
All right, so at the moment, it's going to have to be a little bit of a turnaround in their fortunes here from Cyclone, but it does look like the first round gets picked up by Incognito, and that's what we'd love to see. We want to be able to see a return from Incognito into the series, and to be honest, Xerox was pinching. He was the thorn in the side of his opposition, but now is going to be on the attacking side, and let's see what he's going to be able to do.
Definitely there. I mean, also, they only got 1 tick on the team of side of Cyclone now. So if Incognito do manage to get more ticks, that already gives them an advantage throughout the later stages, if I remember correctly. Control is not in the Modern Warfare 2. It's more of a Treyarch game from what I understand, but I really like how it plays. Look at these beautiful flowers on these guns. I'm jealous of the skins, man. Goodness.
The skins are the best on Call of Duty Mobile, no lies. For right now, it does find Sky gets himself into a fantastic position with that Bison inside of Cash at this point in time. A kill will get traded out. Cash is such a pivotal point towards in terms of trying to control this A site as you get such clean cuts between mid as well as this left jacuzzi side. At the moment, it's going to be Sky rotating all the way across to this left-hand flank as it's going to be Incognito trying to push their way forward. Definitely a game mode that is a little bit more preferential towards the defensive team. So let's see what Incognito can do on an attack. And at the moment, Sky's doing some great work just building their way forward to be able to pick up those kills.
Incognito now have 1 tick on both A and B, which is good. You don't always want to put all your eggs in one basket, as that means that later the defense gets easier. So now splitting it up like this allows them to make their lives easier down the line later. It's really, really well played right now. 1 tick. B is now getting captured as well here by Incognito. No, it's actually being cleared by Cyclone. And yeah, now it seems they're really focusing on doing that split, which is such a smart move. I really love to see it. Wow, good shots there with the M16 Born to Win, you say. That's a really cool gun name. And they are getting more ticks now on A. And this is going to hopefully secure it for them. And then if once you have one site taken care of, you can, more safely go and approach the next site. Oh, what a clearance there by the player here. The P90 again just doing so much work. But it seems that Cyclone is going to be Incognito. It's going to be able to keep them off the site.
All right, so A, is captured. There we go. We get another minute on the clock. At the moment, it's all about that B site. And this is where all eyes are going to turn towards that side. It's currently got 1 tick of completion from Incognito. And Cyclone Gaming on the defensive side do have a little bit of advantage in terms of numbers as Life picks up a good shot at distance. And now it's all about how do they manage this? How can they split it? And this is where I get very interested by Incognito's player number 4. And as you can see, it's almost both player number 4s on either side did a little bit of a rotation on the map and get themselves on the opposite sides. It's going to be Clips on, with that Annihilator. Picks up one, still 4 bullets in the magazine, or rather in that revolver. And we'll be able to pick up that kill. And right now it's down to 10-9, but Incognito with that numerical advantage.
The Annihilator really doing work there for Clips. He's really good with those one-shot kills. He wasn't able to find that one player. I think he maybe thought he had the kill. That player was down to like 1 HP, but unfortunately...
It's search and destroy again. We've basically playing another round of search at the moment. It is 4v4 with 50 seconds left on the clock.
This is literally search and destroy. Let's see if Incognito can get themselves some good points here on the board again. If they can pull this 2-0 lead, it's going to be great for the morale and the momentum, which is such a core fundamental part in these competitive games. Yeah. Not always just the kills, it's about the mental game in between. Big nade there. It's a 3v2 now for Incognito. Let's see if they can push this out. They get this a 3v... It's a 1v1?
Oh!
What?
Not enough time, as it does look like on the side of things it is going to be Cyclone that picks himself up around. What a nail-biting finish. These two teams will not relent. Incognito will keep on fighting, but Cyclone is battling right back. At the moment, it is going to be a swap of sides. It is going to be the squad from Cyclone now on the attack.
That was so intense, so close. He had him in his sights, but he just didn't have the time to shoot off those bullets. Well played there for Team Cyclone, keeping that composure till the very, very last second, not giving up that round. But now again, now it's all back to square one. 1-1. And B's taking some big, quick ticks. They seem to be full committing on B. They realize that it's a more difficult site. They want to dominate it first, and then A is the easy one later. B on the 3rd tick already. And this is going to happen. Nothing that Incognito can do. Every time we think Incognito catches their momentum, Cyclone just seems to get even more of that momentum as well. Now it's one side down in like the first 30 seconds already. And now they have to get onto A. It's only one objective to defend now, but that means it's also, if you're on the attacker side, you can flank and find openings for your team. Look at player 1 and 2 there on the minimap. They're trying to find an opening for their team to work with.
Yeah, so what you want to be able to do here at the moment is that you want to be able to try get that mid control, grab cash, get that oversight over to A, and then if you can, get the opposition to start spawning towards top laundry. That gives them a long distance to be able to run, some long lines of sight to be able to break. And let's see how they play this at the moment. There is one player on the flank, and I'm glad that our observer picked this one up. It's none other than Baldies, and he's going to be able to just stand behind this rock and just be a nuisance for his opposition.
He is definitely controlling the flow right now, helping his team get onto A. But currently his team is struggling to get onto A if we look at the ticks, but their ticks are coming through nonetheless. Ooh. He finds one kill right now. He is being the thorn in their side this time around. Earlier it was 0. He gets a second kill as well. And now it seems like they might have the opening they need to get on site. But no, they're still not on site. They are opting to rather cut off the players on the rotations, like you say, force those spawns. And as soon as those spawns have been forced, the Annihilator now in hand, now they should be able to get themselves some points. Oh, but never mind. He got annihilated even though he didn't have an Annihilator. Well played there.
Would you look at that? So for right now, 1 minute left on the clock, 1 minute 6 seconds. But that numerical advantage, thanks to that Predator strike coming in from Ballsy, going to bring this down to a 15-7. So at the moment, is this going to be a big play from Incognito in terms of how do they come up with the hold? I don't like that unnecessary play coming out of that position to be able to challenge without any kind of control over cash. This should go to Cyclone Gaming at this point in time. It is technically around about a 16 versus 1 as they get taken down. Cyclone Gaming essentially get the lead for the very first time inside of this control.
Oh, it seems that every time we're thinking Incognito, they figure it out, right? They get this lead, they play it well, we believe in them, and then Cyclone just figures them out. For Cyclone, obviously being turbulent, they're good at adapting in a violent force, and Incognito starts off good. Unfortunately, gets figured out right now. Now it's a 2-1 lead. This game mode does go to 3, so this is their chance, their last chance to hopefully bring it back. What happens if it's a 2-2, or is it just first to 3 regardless?
So it's first to 3. So that will essentially be a differential between who attacks and who defends based on the amount of ticks that they have. But I believe at the moment that it's Cyclone with the lead still, but I just mean in this round in specific, currently sitting 27-23. Managed to get those slays out really, really early.
This is looking dangerous for Incognito. They have to try and get on these sites. I like what Cyclone did the previous round, identifying that B is the more difficult site, just committing their whole team onto it and capturing it as quickly as possible, and then trying to figure out the easier site as needed. And here, at least, it seems that Team Incognito, they opt to go for the easy side first. You know, just get those points on the board and then figure it out. Oh! Oh my!
What?
That's nasty.
Just hip firing.
Calm down.
Yeah, that is dirty play right there at that point in time. I mean, Cyclone really knows how to hit them when they're down, as at the moment it is good. Oh, another one. Every single one of those bullets finding their mark.
That is beautiful plays. The Annihilator really annihilating Team Incognito's hopes right now. Here we see a mini flank. You have a Ballsy. He finds that flank and gets that kill again. Again, look at the map. Currently, Incognito are almost not Incognito. Cyclone are more on the side of Incognito, just trying to keep them off that site as early as possible. But now they hopefully can find themselves an opening. But no, one player does go down. Here comes a Predator strike again, trying to get that advantage, keep them off the site. And now it's a big numbers advantage again, 22-8.
And there we go.
That's time limit as well. They weren't
Yep.
able to get enough ticks, and that's GG.
GG indeed. 3-0 in favor of Cyclone. And definitely a force to reckon with when it comes down to the winners bracket round 2, also known as the winners bracket semi-finals, which they now have progressed through. And even Lionel Messi, look at him on screen. He's shocked. He can't believe what he's seen in front of himself at this point in time. As it's going to be Bailey's that just came out dominant in that game.
Oh my word, he's got wings? Wow.
No wonder.
Call of Duty Mobile, they just do what they want, and I'm honestly here for it. GG, well played. 25 kill on Simsy, being the MVP of this game for me. We saw him getting great angles and flanks, but obviously Bailey is also doing great anchoring jobs. GG to all the players so far. I mean, we saw Incognito, they really put up such good fights, but they just couldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't. Once they got countered, they weren't able to adapt again. And well played to Cyclone, adapting and conquering their foes there. GG's. Whew. That was intense, actually. I hope my cam is working. Oh,
very intense. Damn, daddy cool. Yeah, it's basically the SCOM screen for the rest of the cast. But for right now, what a huge game that was, Daddy. I mean, this was your first introduction in a lot of ways to the Call of Duty mobile scene. Can you tell me, give it a rating out of 10? How was the action for you?
I mean, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Like, I enjoyed it. It's always, usually, I do like more nail-biter games, but what's weird was the game started off very nail-bitey, right? Except for game 1. Game 1, Cyclone just ran away with it. It felt like Incognito then found like kind of their rhythm. For game 2, with the SMD getting those first 2 rounds, even Xerox getting that clutch. I love clutches. And then game 3 as well, they keep them off round 1, and they were 1 second away from getting the 2-0 lead. But unfortunately, they lost their momentum, and then Cyclone ran away with the game. So I do like those close games. Cyclone showing me what players can do on mobile, and it's really impressive. Live, we saw just running over players. Blazy getting angles, everything. Beautiful plays. It was fun. It's good to see that no matter the platform, the plays and the skills stays the same. The logic, the rotations, everything. It's such a beautiful. I love esports, and it was so good to see.
Yeah, really, really good to see. I've got to echo that statement. From a Call of Duty mobile perspective, we definitely have some fantastic talent, and we've got some more coming your way. So, Cyclone Gaming picks that one up 3-0 up against Incognito. Our very next game is going to be Valentza's taking on Nato, and we're going to get that game ready for you, but we're going to throw to a quick break before we do. So make sure that you stay tuned as we get ready for game number 2 of today's Super Saturday Clashes.
My name is Fayyad Kesam. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Joburg. So now we can go into the competitive scene and have no excuses because it's just a smooth game with servers brought into the country.
signaling the start of our next game.
Hey guys, I'm Lucy. I'm one of the co-founders for Carry First, and we're here at the Ivyson Gaming Tournament celebrating Call of Duty mobile activation in South Africa. So we started Carry First 4 years ago because we saw that mobile gaming was massive everywhere in the world, and that we thought mobile gaming would be sort of the best suited way to build a large, meaningful company across Africa. We have like the youngest population in the world, it's fast growing, it's dynamic, it wins in every other cultural sector, whether that's music, art, entertainment, sports, and gaming should be no different. And we thought, this was the time to bring and catalyze mobile gaming across Africa.
And it's been round one, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be shortly with you. Round two coming up.
My name's Cristiano Dos Ramos. My gamer tag is Tiano. And yeah, I've been playing Call of Duty Mobile for the last 3 years, and this is the first 5v5 tournament, so I had to make sure that I made a plan to get here today. In South Africa, there are a few esports that you can have a career from. Call of Duty Mobile, not yet, but I'm definitely hoping in the near future. A lot of us are sponsored by certain teams and organizations. Obviously, with the inception of the brand collaborators now with Call of Duty Mobile, it's a blessing for us.
1, and we are underway with our grand final.
I am Tandeka Zili. I came here to play Call of Duty Mobile. I'm a beginner. I don't really play Call of Duty that much. It's just something I do as a hobby. So playing here, I was a bit nervous. The first round, happily I made it, surprisingly. And the second round, I got knocked out. But it's a great experience, to be honest.
I just want to say GG's to all my friends, teammates, competitors. These guys obviously push me to be the best player that I could be right now. It's nerve-wracking, especially on stage, the lights, the cameras, the crowd. It's such a vibe.
What's up guys, Nadeem here from Carry First, and today we are at Wits University. The energy has been fantastic. We've got a bunch of students here all playing Call of Duty Mobile. It's exciting, it's fast-paced, it's strategic, and I'm giving away some tickets. So come with me.
My name is Brayson Valentza. I come from Cape Town originally. I'm studying at Wits. I started playing COD in 2019, close to when the game came out, and I've just been enjoying it ever since. The first time I played on the servers was at Comic-Con Africa 2022, and it was sweet. I played at the COD mobile stands, and it was a nice vibe and stuff. And like you can just see the communities like coming together with the new servers, the world chats, everything is like, it's amazing. It's going really well.
name is Fayad Kesam. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Joburg. So now we can go into the competitive scene and have no excuses because it's just a smooth game with servers brought into the country.
Signaling the start of our next game.
Hey guys, I'm Lucy. I'm one of the co-founders for Carry First, and we're here at the Ivyson Gaming Tournament celebrating Call of Duty mobile activation in South Africa. So we started Carry First 4 years ago because we saw that mobile gaming was massive everywhere in the world, and that we thought mobile gaming would be sort of the best suited way to build a large, meaningful company across Africa. We have like the youngest population in the world, it's fast growing, it's dynamic, it wins in every other cultural sector, whether that's music, art, entertainment, sports, and gaming should be no different. And we thought, this was the time to bring and catalyze mobile gaming across Africa.
And it's been round one, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be shortly with you. Round two coming up.
My name's Cristiano dos Ramos. My gamer tag is Tiano. And yeah, I've been playing Call of Duty Mobile for the last 3 years, and this is the first 5v5 tournament, so I had to make sure that I made a plan to get here today. In South Africa, there are a few esports that you can have a career from. Call of Duty Mobile, not yet, but I'm definitely hoping in the near future. A lot of us are sponsored by certain teams and organizations. Obviously, with the inception of the brand collaborators now with Call of Duty Mobile, it's a blessing for us.
3, 2, 1, and we are underway with our grand final.
I am Tandeka Zili. I came here to play Call of Duty Mobile. I'm a beginner. I don't really play Call of Duty that much. It's just something I do as a hobby. So playing here, I was a bit nervous. The first round, happily I made it, surprisingly. And the second round, I got knocked out. But it's a great experience, to be honest.
Say GG's to all my friends, teammates, competitors. These guys obviously push me to be the best player that I could be right now. It's nerve-wracking, especially on stage, the lights, the cameras, the crowd. It's such a vibe.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back here to the Call of Duty Mobile Sub-Saharan African Champs. I'm joined by the delightful, the generous, and the lovely gent himself, Mr. Daddy Cool. How you doing?
I'm thinking in yourself. You can't be complimenting my like this. I always have to know you at the ready. I'm ready for game 2 of the day. Our our last game for today. Unfortunately, can't wait for more action. But don't worry, there's going to be a lot more of this action down the lines. I'm excited for game 2. It seems it's going to be Nato versus Valentza. These are the two teams. I don't know them, but those are cool names once again. I mean, Nato is obviously a great body, but Valentza just has a really nice ring to it. I'm excited to see. Do you know any of the players? Have you seen any of their performance? What can you tell me about these teams, Nick?
So this is going to be a massive clash. I think going up into this one, I'm very, very excited just to be able to see some of these teams and how they go head to head from some of these players as well. However, this is, I know, one of the things that some of the teams have struggled with, putting their full first lineup in the very first round. But it's also an opportunity to be able to essentially test out their skills up against one another. They do have the lifeline of that lower bracket, but Nato taking on Valentza is going to be a good one. Valentza, I believe some of their members joined us up in Johannesburg, where we were at Emperor's Palace having some good old Call of Duty action taking place on that side of things. And then further from that, I'm looking forward to Nato, because Nato is a team that I've been hearing echoing throughout the Call of Duty mobile community. Is like when some teams, or rather some players or even spectators alike, put in their favorites, you just hear the echo around you. Nato, 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 Nato. They're around there somewhere. So it should be a good game regardless.
Oh, that's so exciting. I always like the teams that aren't necessarily like the known favorites, but the people who know, they know. Kind of the underdog team that still is not an underdog, it's like a medium dog, and that's exciting to see how they're going to be playing it off. I just want to know, why was I not invited to Emperor's Palace? So rude.
You were invited. You just need to pay more attention, Mr. Cool. You just need to see where those opportunities are. That was so much fun, by the way, that event, and I don't want to rub it in. We had Nasty C show up. There was a whole concert afterwards, and there we go. That feels about right. It's like, he's like, you know what? Cheers, everybody. I'm out of this one. Just turned off the camera. I'm out of here. Because you guys might have seen throughout the break, we had an opportunity to see some of those epic moments from that event. As, of course, Nasty C showing some skills in Call of Duty overall. But, Daddy, you decided to come back. I'm sorry if I sent you into the Darklands just by envy alone.
You kind of did. The internet knew to time me out there, because they knew that my face would be like, you mother trucker. Anyway, I can't wait to be part of the future adventure. This is my first cast, like I said, for Call of Duty Mobile. I'm going to be doing next week, Saturday again. And yeah, do we have the maps ready? I do believe we have the maps ready as well. So I want to see what the maps are for our second game today. Hope to see more of those classics, but I want to see more of the Infinity Ward maps. But it's Slums game 1, another Treyarch Black Ops map. Seems like the Black Ops maps, they are just where it's at for competitive. Something about, they just perfected the 3-lane formula for me, and it's always so fun to play on those maps. And it just feels like there's the lanes are really well spaced, and the cover and everything is perfect. Some of the Infinity Ward maps are a bit more cluttered, and there's too many angles to go and check out. So not surprised about the map so far. Do we have a map 2 confirmed as well, admin?
We do. We actually have Search and Destroy firing range, I believe, unless admin can tell me in the back end if I'm wrong. We go back to Slums, I believe, for Control, and no, we don't go to Slums, sorry, for Control. I will have a checkup for that. For right now, we've got our map number 1 and 2 confirmed. It's Slums for Hardpoint, firing range for Search and Destroy. And I've got to say, I do agree with you, Daddy. When it comes down to, still, I cannot get that sentence out of my head. I do agree with you, Daddy. It just, sometimes, I'm going to say the full name. Daddy Cool, I agree with you. It feels about right when it comes down to Black Ops 2 maps. It really came in with a competitive focus from the Treyarch team. One of the first games from Call of Duty that had ranked pretty much set and as a part of the longer term outline from the get-go. And that's what I love to be able to see. You mentioned 3-lane formula. Can you describe a little bit by what you mean by that?
So, I mean, your traditional Call of Duty maps have like a middle, a left lane, and a right lane with long lines of sights, but also like quick flanks between the lanes.
Yep.
And if you look at Slums, we have the statue in the middle, we have the building in the blue on the left, and the small little building where the bomb is usually on Search and Destroy that has some head glitching, but flanking in.
All right, I'm not too sure if we lost Daddy Cool there, but yeah, just really defining the map in terms of each one of its spaces. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, 3 lanes, 1 through middle, 1 through that far right-hand side long line of sight, and the 1 through the left-hand side through garage as well. So when it comes down to a hard point, it's all about trying to control this hill uncontested for each second done, you'll essentially earn a point on the board. For right now, it is going to be Synchro that gets some eliminations on the board, and it is going to be represented on each one of these teams. It is going to be the NATO taking on Valentza. I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the correct representation of squads, as it does look like it's Valentza's in blue, and we've got NATO representing in the yellow.
Definitely.
So,
it seems like right now Valentza is... I love this point so much. It's such a fun point to control and to play cover around. It's got good head glitches. You can rotate all around. You can get a bit higher, get some sneaky angles. Such a good point. Such a good map as well. Valentza currently securing all the points on point 1. And now they probably want to start rotating off for the next point. And it's a 50-point lead on Zone 1. Unfortunately, side of NATO is unable to contest at all. But they have... No, Valentza is already taking ownership of the next one. As there was one player trying to keep Valentza off, but NATO did not allow it.
And here we go, straight on through. It is going to be the NATO squad that needs to be able to try pull this one back as they get their first point on the board. At the moment, still trying to hold down this back heel. That back anchor point, so crucial to try be able to come up with a kill, because you do get the spawns from that side. At the moment, it's going to be Valentza that takes over, as it's going to be Yo Mama as well as Synchro that decide to come through with the cleanup. Now it's all about the spawns on the opposite side. They're going to have to break through central, and this is going to be a very difficult break for NATO to try find their way in.
Definitely is, and right now Valentza, NATO was on at first. I got 10 points on that point, but it's not enough. Gets a one trade, almost got nothing, but he was able to clear that up. Really well played there. They are just taking shots, but no kills right now for the side of NATO. NATO is struggling to get onto the site. They're doing damage, but they're just not getting the kills and getting onto the site itself. Every time they do, they get shut off. As you said, the spawns have been dominated by Valentza. Really well played there by securing those spawns the way they have. And now player 4 is now getting some points at least for them, but now it seems like Valentza is again, they're just going to secure the next point instantly.
Yeah, I was just saying, it's a little bit too little too late there on the scrap points of that hill at the moment. You can see the anchor point. The biggest, most important point in terms of this hill at the moment is actually where player number 3 is. I believe that's Nundi sitting on that back statue, making sure that nobody comes through the garage. This is exactly it at this point in time. Nundi now sitting outside garage will be able to come up with a headshot there, or the shot off of the head glitch there. And it's so vital, because everybody else just gets bottlenecked. So if everybody else essentially just sends all of their players through the other side, you have all lines of sight on you, and it becomes so difficult to try break.
Right now, it seems like, again, this player is holding it so well with this beautiful skin, by the way. Oh, the Predator missile. The score streaks are so devastating. That's something I still have to get used to. Because just as you think, oh, we might be losing the point, if you played well, you saved up a few score streaks in the bag, you can just clear out that side for your team and go get it back. But right now, Valentza has been able to slip the spawns. NATO have been able to flip the spawns, and this could be the chance to get themselves some points with only 10 seconds left for this point. So they won't be able to really put too many on it. It's time to focus on the next point as well. And again, looking at that map right now, Valentza, they are being kept off the map, but there comes a Predator again. But they are going to get themselves some points now. NATO finally going to try and capture a point, but they look at that map. They're getting completely surrounded. If they can keep the ground, they're going to be able to reset the players far away. Right now, it's looking like they are unable to, as Valentza is dominating, just clearing out the site. And now they are getting more points. 160 to 13 again. It seems these teams just dominate once they find momentum on this hardpoint game. A beautiful annihilation.
NATO was so well set up on that side of things, but Valentza essentially breaks down the wall that was holding them back. At the moment, it goes into the players walking in the back alley. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to pick up Nundi, who's still doing so well just to be able to hold onto this position that is currently contested. Turns around, will find shots from Kanu the Goat, trying to represent there for NATO at the moment, just trying to tick on that clock. At the moment, it does look like the players are going to force their way into the back alley. Kanu the Goat, unfortunately, not able to clean up that kill. He did have that CBR, and it doesn't look like it's going to be enough on the board here for NATO, who find themselves flailing, unfortunately, as we go right back to P number 1.
That was such a quick point as well, actually. At least NATO got themselves a few points there. They are on the point now as well. But no, it seems that Valentza is forcing them off. Yo Mama is...
Alright, so yeah, as it does look like he calls out Yo Mama and finds himself on the back foot there immediately, as Kanu the Goat managed to pick up another 2-piece here. He's been very critical from this NATO lineup to be able to just force out his opposition. At the moment, it is going to be, once again, Valentza. It's just looking so strong. As we've got Hack working their way through the backside. It's going to be Valentza. Creator comes up with a kill trade there. I would love to listen to their communication at the moment, because it does sound like they've still been able to call out all of those players. It does even look like some of these players actually going with silencer at this point in time, just to be able to avoid detection, especially through those flanked positions. So we'll rely pretty much just on communication when it comes down to picking them up. And at the moment, Valentza's got to be talking, and they've got to be essentially communicating really well. On the opposite side of things, we jump back and we have a little bit of a look at the scoreboard. And at the moment is a player from Valentza's doing so well. None other than Synchro, sitting with 25 eliminations in the back pocket. We go towards P2. It is early rotations coming in here from Valentza, just being able to pick up that back spawn. And now Nato are forced to come through the confined environment. And as you can see, player number 4 with the crucial positional play, but it does look like he spawns out. So player number 2 has it all to do to hang down on the back wall. Will they be able to take him down? They really need to be able to use grenades just to be able to push him out of this environment. But he sees essentially the horde of Nato following, working their way forward, and Hack does exactly that. Brings the tree that is Valentza's down, as at the moment the spawn push does come out. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough for Nato, as there's still 30 seconds being picked up on the clock.
Valentza is definitely being the dominating team again so far. Almost at the 250 point mark right now. Nato just can't get onto the site. They keep getting kills or doing at least damage, but when it comes to getting onto the site, they're unable to. Valentza is just holding them off just too well. And now again, they're getting scraps. 12 seconds. Valentza knows they can give up those 12 seconds. They're already on the next point to secure as many points as they possibly can. Sorry about the timing out issues. Frogfoot has been having issues here in South Africa as of late. Hopefully they get that sorted soon. But yeah, now again, look at Valentza here. They're already in this position to cut them off on their rotations really early. Did he trigger discipline that? He really did.
Yeah,
Waited for him to push past and then shot him in the back, giving him no chance. Now he's flanking behind him. He's going to find Hack, hopefully here. Not finding an angle on Hack, but he's there. Again, slowing them, keeping them off the side completely. If we can see the minimap here, they are completely surrounding all the choke points to keep Nato off the side completely. And now that
there we go.
Is game.
That is game number 1 for Valentza
69,
at this point in time. Yeah, well, hey, they managed to come out on top at the moment. I'm not going to lie, that was surprising to see how dominant Valentza was on that side of things. Even when it came down to just holding their positions, they managed to hold those heals for a huge amount of times. I mean, P1, which is usually one of the most contested heals, you find yourself in a position where they're coming out of the very first heal of the game with 58 points to 0. Then you start to wonder, is like, do we have a challenge on our hands when it comes down to respawns? But, Daddy, there's an opportunity. We saw it in our previous game with 1ncognito taking on Cyclone. Search and Destroy is just around the corner.
Search and Destroy is just around the corner again. That's the black screen mode. Search and Destroy, I must say from what I saw there, it does look like Nato was playing a bit more slow. They were really good with like holding angles. That's why I think they struggled to get onto site. They were more focused on holding their angles and maybe trying to pick off people running into them. But unfortunately, you need to get on the site to play that to your fullest. And Valentza just did not allow that. So that means that 250 to 69 there for Valentza on game 1. Hopefully that they can find their momentum for game 2 here on side Nato and then make it a 1-1. But we'll have to see how the game goes, as map 2 is firing range. Another classic Black Ops map, if I am correct. Firing range and shootouts. I think it's firing range is the one. I know which one is firing range. Yeah, there was like this a big tower in the middle. Oh, that's another classic map. I love seeing all these classic maps. Just like you guys like seeing this black square.
Absolutely love it. I'm not too sure if I can work any magic. Abracadabra. And it's not on. But let's go and cross over to the prize pool and have a little bit of a look at what these teams are competing for at the end of the day when it comes down to what is up for grabs. Essentially, there is 11,000 Rand, but when it comes down to the team's direct prize pool, only the top 3 will be walking away with cash. First place getting themselves 5,000 Rand, with second place 3,000 Rand in cash, third place 2,000 Rand in cash, MVP. And if you're wondering what MVP stands for, Daddy, what does it mean?
It's the most valuable player of the tournament. They were obviously doing the most valuable things throughout the game. But what do you need to do to qualify as the MVP? That's what you need to tell me, Nick.
So we're going to keep an eye on the side of things from our end and be watching especially those top 4 teams in terms of their performance. And then we're going to hand that over to you, the viewer, the spectator, to be able to vote on who you think is the best player of the series. We also have a couple of votes from outside of things, but more will be revealed with due time. $1,000 in the back pocket doesn't sound too bad though, does it, Daddy?
Oh, it sounds like a good time for just being good. That's rewarding, honestly. Get good, get 1,000 rand. Easy as that. You love to see it. I hope that so far we've seen some great candidates for the MVP. We've seen a lot of people getting insane clutches. We've seen people like almost 30 bombing actually, which again at the competitive level is a pretty tricky thing to do. Hello Nick, I can see your beautiful face there. How you doing? Terribly sorry about this, guys. Hopefully we have logged this issue with Frogfoot. It is a national issue and it is being resolved. So the next cast, you guys will have the full daddy experience. Yeah, what can I say?
I don't know if I want it.
Oh, you want it. But yeah, this has been so much fun to be a part of. I really do love esports in any form it takes, and the fact that mobile is such an accessible platform means that more and more people will be able to play competitive gaming. And I'm excited for the future. Call of Duty doing the right thing, and Carry First as well, hosting this tournament, making it happen. And even that MVP opportunity. Sometimes I think MVP, if you know there's an MVP on the line, it just makes you play better. Like you want to win for your team, right? But you also want to be like, hey, I was the person who did the best things in the tournament. I mean, we saw Michael the previous game with his sniper. He was just dominating with that thing. That's MVP worthy. So again, chat, you guys need to be paying attention to see who you think deserves that MVP at the end of all of this. But yeah, as we get ready for game 2, it's S&D. I love S&D. It's just the pinnacle of first-person shooter competitiveness, and I'm excited to see how Nato, maybe they're able to play this game mode a bit better. And if they get countered, this is the important thing. If you get countered, you need to counter the counter. Okay? Don't just it's like chess, guys. It's like chess. Anyway.
One step at a time, right? I mean, you just have to be able to play those moves. And at the moment, talking about countering, you should be taking tips from Daddy Cool because he is the reversed card master himself. At the moment, when it comes out to the bracket, as you guys saw, the matches that we've seen today, Cyclone taking on 1ncognito. 1ncognito, unfortunately, finding themselves falling into that losers bracket where they've only got one more life left in the competition at the moment. In terms of this series, Nato find themselves on the back foot quite early on, and I think that's to, unfortunately, the detriment of a lot of spectators so far. I mean, I saw a couple of people saying Nato for the win, let's go Nato, and at the moment, Valentza, I mean, they're looking so dominant. So when it comes down to search and destroy, maybe the change in pace will mix things up. And it does look like we head over to the range where the fire falls. Firing range, search and destroy. Let's get it, as it is going to be Valentza on the defending side with Nato on the attack.
I love the karambit here, and these players don't even need pistols because they know that their ARs or their main gun skills are on point. We see few players hanging back, they're going to try and catch the rotations. That's definitely what's happening there. Ooh. Oh my word, that early Kanu the GOAT, being a GOAT right now, finding that opening kill for his team, immediately going for the plant as well. That is okay. He just woke up and chose violence that game. Unfortunately, it seems there's an AFK player here on the side of Nato, but they don't need their full squad with how dominating this is looking so far. Oh, look at that beautiful Deagle in hand. And now they're gonna try. Wait, he has 3 guns?
Oh, there we go. Gets taken down at the moment. It's going to be Valentza working his way towards the bomb side at the moment. They still have that AFK player left at the back of spawn. That's none other than Yanni. I'm not too sure what's happening on their side of things. It does look like they'll be able to pick up the defuse. Maybe his presence alone will be enough to scare them off of that one. And there we go. We have some movement from Yanni. I'm not too sure what's going on that side of things. So
he's
we'll check it out with our team. No such thing. As we'll have a look from our side of things and get back to you shortly as we kick off with round number 2. At the moment, we've still got the players stuck pretty much in spawns. And we'll wait from our admin team just to be able to see what is going on that side of things. For right now, I hope that ESCOM hasn't found them, as it is going to be Nato currently on the attack. And let's see what they do in the search and destroy.
Oh, I just saw Nate. Oh, Yanni is running. We saw him there in the background. So it's all fires go. All pistols firing now. I love that early peek exterior took there. He also got contested there. It's such a classic first round or first few second peek on this map. Fortunately, nobody gets a kill, or fortunately, depending how you see the situation. But right now, Nato is a 4-3 advantage. Ooh. And so far, look at that beautiful quickscope. Nato so far, my word, calm down. Synchro is just synchronizing his shots really well. And there we go. Valentza take that. It looked like Nato had the advantage, but they played it so well. Valentza now pulling 2-0 ahead. Unfortunately, round 1 player was slightly AFK. But now they just have to get their mentor ready and bring back the next games now for Team Nato. They were showing really well. They get the plant every time. It looked dominating. But the quickscopes there from Synchro was just too on point.
Yeah, and that mental game so important, right? I mean, numerically, essentially down for that first round, but going back into it, he came back in. They had an opportunity to win that 1v1 gunfight. Unfortunately, not coming out on top, but Synchro has been so good with a sniper rifle in hand. We'll give the call out towards the players in top mid. At the moment, it's going to be 2 eliminations in favor of Nato at this point in time. That does look to make the B push.
NATO's definitely know how to play this search and destroy. Oh, Kino the Goat does get the trade as well, but now it's down to a 2v3 for NATO again. But we saw what... Wait, this is exterior. He's from NATO. He's their sniper. Wait, is he? Do they have 2 snipers?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so 1v1 now. Yanni versus Matt here. He needs to make it up for his team for being AFK in the first one. He's got some pressure on his shoulders, but he is going to clutch it out for his team. I can feel it. I believe. And the bomb has been planted as well, so he has the objective time to play around with as well.
Bomb has not been planted. Is just right by the bomb site. They managed to kill the player while they were bomb planting. At this point in time, it's going to be Yanni working their way through, gets a shot. It's going to be Mid here that, however, comes out on top as Yanni's shots go wide. And that's going to be another round going in favor of this so dominant Valentza team.
Running onto that bomb for the head glitch was such a smart play there. GG.
Yeah.
And it's now a 3-0 lead. Unfortunately, Yanni was under pressure and he could not clutch it up for his team. I'm sorry for jinxing you. I will not put you under the pressure again. But now again, NATO, every time they seem to have the advantage at the start of the rounds, but they just can't clean it out. And that is such an unfortunate thing to see. Hopefully they can find it now. The A side seems to have been working for them a bit better in the start. But no, it's a 2v5 already. I don't even know where the first 3 players got killed. And now it's a 1v5. Exterior with a sniper. Let's see what he can pull out of his hat here.
All right, so yeah, it's exterior. Oh, no way! No, he didn't. Did he just get a 2-piece jump shot over the wall?
I think he did.
Oh my gosh.
Another MVP moment right there.
Clip it, put it on socials, put it in your back pocket, put it on TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, the play of the game already. Exterior comes up with a 2-piece jump shot with the sniper rifle. You dirty player, you. As at this point in time, it's going to be a 1v3. Somehow brings us back. This would be the game of the year if he comes out on top, but unfortunately, somebody needs to take him down because the dog needs to get put down. That is the Terrier. As we see, that shot was just too crazy. I'm still reeling. I can't believe it.
Such a satisfying feeling as well. Sometimes you get too much momentum from that, and then you maybe overplay your position a bit. But here, they're playing it perfectly by burning behind the desk, waiting. You know, he had his back covered by the team. It seems that Valentza really has their comms and their positioning really well sorted right now. Right now, again, at least 1 kill so far on the side of for NATO. So they have the number advantage again. We've talked about the number advantage being a big thing, but it's not everything, as we've clearly seen here from Valentza. They keep bringing it back, even with the disadvantage. Now he spots out the 1 player. Oh, okay.
What?
He gets the 1 player.
Damn.
Good shot. He is on fire with that sniper right now.
That is disturbingly good. At the moment, NATO now with a numerical advantage. It is going to be a 4v2 situation. As creator, your mama brings us down to a 4v3. At the moment, the sniper rifle does get called out. Your mama now is going to be sitting through the mid side. And, you know, when I'm surrounded by your mama and my daddy, I feel like I'm in trouble. At the moment, it is going to be a 2v3 situation, and it's NATO with advantage.
NATO right now does have the advantage. This player gets spotted out as well. Now we have Creator. Oh, but Kino has his teammate covered. Finally, we have a point on the board for Team NATO. Hopefully they can use this as to snowball themselves onto the match. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, with Mama here and Daddy, we need to... Nicholas, you are in danger. I'm going to call you by that. I don't even know that's your full name, but I'm just going to say it anyway with that demanding voice. But let's see here. Daddy. Hey! Daddy knows. We're going to have to stop with these jokes. But now we see it's a five rounds. This is the last round before the switch. So now,
there we go.
Usually the defense is a bit easier, and it seems that NATO is going to really use this, and they're going to get 2 points on the round for attack. And let's hope that the defense on this map is the easier side, because getting 2 points is going to be good for them to hopefully take the whole match.
All right, so NATO at the moment in a 4v2 situation. It's going to be Mama throwing out this grenade, trying to deflect that up against that angle. Unfortunately, not being able to find his target at the moment. Junior Mama, picks up the play on the flank. Will be able to pick up the kill. Takes the sniper rifle as well in hand. Shots get fired across. Boom, we'll be able to pick up 1 at the moment. They're bringing this back as Valenzas are still holding on. as it is going to be Damien pulling around on this right-hand corner. Will he be able to find the shots needed here? It is still a 2v2 with this bomb down. 25 seconds left on the clock. At the moment, they won't overcommit. It's going to be Damien inside this prefab. Decides to go for the rotation. It's going to be a 1v2 onside of bomb site. Will be able to pick up the kill corner. The GOAT does exactly that, and it's going to be Nato that pick themselves up another round.
That was so beautiful to watch. Instead of going for the cocky contest, when they spotted out a player, they just rotate like completely back to cover, rotate, get new angles. Because they know once that objective is down, if you play it smart, you basically can't lose, and that's what they just did there. Really, really well played there by Nato, showing a lot of dominance now, finding that rhythm for a bit. 2-4 for them, and they are now on the defense side, so let's see how they can pull up the defense.
All right, it looks like Exterior is actually doing some proper work at the moment with eliminations in the back pocket, looking at 9. As it is going to be a swap from attack to defense, as it is going to be now Nato trying to do the work here, as it does look like Nato do exactly that. They pick themselves up another round, bring it to 4-3, as Valentza might be seeing their hope slip on the search and destroy.
We're not gonna jinx it though. It's anybody's game show at this point. And remember, this is Search and Destroy for the COD Mobile, where you need to win with 2 points in order to take it home. So that means that right now, the closer these rounds get, the bigger the chances we're going to see some overtime. And right now, we're seeing Valentza, usually an aggressive team, really slowing it down a bit, even on attack. Because, you know, once you get those few losses in a row, it does get into your head, and you do start to worry, like, how you're going to play this. And look at that shot there. Nato right now, the sniper of Exterior, is dominating for his team. Oh, my word. Ooh. He's getting these crazy angles and shots. That's 2 down from the sniper so far. Exterior MVP of this match, most definitely in my eyes. It's a 5v3 situation.
All right. Goes for a couple of pot shots through the wall. Not able to connect with anything just yet. Currently down in a 3v5 situation as Valentza's on the back foot. And at the moment, this is for the drawn position in terms of the game. And pot shots just being put into the walls at the moment. Ooh, it's going to be Exterior that picks up another headshot there. It's going to be a 1v5. And just like that, Nato right back in it. It is 4-all.
Exterior right now, just taking those cheeky shots. His teammates called out, they're in this building. He's like, you know what, I have a sniper. I might as well just try my luck and snipe into that wall. Unfortunately, doesn't hit one, but it's always so satisfying when you do. It's always worth taking that shot. He gets smoked off. They are scared. Oh, but this is Synchro actually with the sniper this time. He's also seen some great plays from him so far. And right now, again, Nato actually losing 2, but it's a 4v3 situation, so the number advantage isn't too big. Valentza could still bring this out pretty well. They're hopefully going to get this spawned off soon. Let's see on the map. It looks like player 3 is getting a huge flank right now. There's a pick off as well. It's a 3v3 situation, but the bomb is going down. And it is our Exterior that's on the flank. The sniper flanking, that's what you love to see.
Oh, gets taken down from Synchro at range. At the moment, it's going to be a 1v2 situation. This is big one. Yanni actually just plays this one safe, dives around, and there we go. Plays it cool, calm, collected. Nato get another round, and are we seeing the beginning of the reverse sweep?
You love to see a reverse sweep. I must say, I love how Nato are not taking the challenges they don't need to. They really are. Once they see an angle they know they might not be able to take, they waited for their teammate there to peek with him. And, you know, they secure that round. They had the number advantage, played it perfectly. Really, the comms are on point right now for them. And that is why they are currently 5-4 ahead on the Search and Destroy. And now it's a team of Valentza who needs to find out what they're doing wrong and figure it out.
100% at the moment. Valentza looks like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Really not even pushing aggressively as they used to. At this point in time, you can even see that wrap from player number 5. I believe that's from Nato, trying to cut through the side. At the moment, they'll trade out on a 1-1. Bringing it down to a 4v4 situation. Nato finds himself curiously 3v3. Yeah. Wow. Such quick trades taking place all over the map. At the moment, it's going to be Valentza with a numerical advantage.
Right now, and he also has that high ground in the middle, and that is the round going towards him. That tower in the middle, if you do play it well, you can really pick off a few stragglers, and that's exactly what they did. Well played taking that power position. Even though it's risky to get to, the wards can be worth it, and it showed off there. Now it's a 5-5, and it's 1st to 7, so we're not guaranteed the overtime just yet. But if there's another win from each side now, that means that these players are going to have to go into the overtime, get the 2-point lead. And now they probably have, that's probably eating at them. They don't want to do that. I wonder if he hears the climb happening. He did shoot at the person climbing up. I think they got the pick as well. So that's a 5v4 advantage. They're not going to give him that power point again. They saw that caused them a lot of trouble the previous round. Look at this big flank onto B. They are all over B right now. And it seems like Nato is none the wiser, but this player does spot it out and can now call for his team to make this rotation to him.
Right, so now it's all about those rotations, but currently down to a 2v5 position. Valentza's on the back foot here. Oh, the sniper shot also not going to be able to fire. Oh, up. I said it too early, but they bring it down to a 2v3. And now it's all about Nato. How are they going to be able to play this position? We've seen the sniper rifle from exterior previously. Oh, it's a sniper versus Kanu the Goat. Doesn't look like either one's going to be able to find their mark. Kanu the Goat gets a little bit closer, gets taken down. Your mama comes out on top, as at the moment it's going to be exterior taking on Damien. Or with Damien to take down your mama. At this point, there's 50 seconds left on the clock. The bomb has been planted. How will they play this?
Exterior just taking out Synchro there, sniper now, and now it's a 2v1. Damien just does not let him play that angle the way he wanted to. And that is a 6-5. Potentially match point here. This is going to be playing on the nerves on the side of NATO. They want this round because once you go into overtime, it's a whole different mental game because then it always feels like every round is so important. Let's see what they're able to do here. The bomb has to be planted by Valentza. Has to be planted by Valentza first. And they are really out here in their spawn trying to figure out the angle they want to take for this because B didn't work there. A has been working. They got into the tower one round, which worked out really, really well. But then that was been cancelled. So they need to find out what they have to do to find this win right now. This player's positioning. He gets, yo mama, Yanni gets a kill there. Did not look like he was going to. Beautiful shots there, but he gets instantly traded. That's a 4v4. But he knows that he's keeping them in their spawn, which is so valuable. They're running out of time, and they have to now make pressured decisions, which isn't always a good thing or an easy thing to deal with either.
100% at the moment is going to be the bomb looking to get planted here, and this is Valentza's opportunity as they bring the clock down to 43 seconds. It's still going to be a 4v4 situation. Synchro sitting with that sniper rifle. Kanu the Goat is going to be able to pick up 2. That's huge. At the moment, it's down to a 2v3 as it is going to be Valentza with a huge opportunity. Here's the shutdown comes down. It's a 1v2 situation, and just like that, it's NATO. They get the defuse, they get the round, they get the map to bring it down to 1-all.
That is beautiful. That is, like we said, sometimes if you're good in the hardpoint, good in the respawn game modes, S&D can be where you shine. And now it's about hard control, which is that hybrid game mode. You know, it's a bit of the respawn. There are lives. There are 2 objectives that have to be played. And you have to think about how to play them. So that's going to be a really interesting thing. I really like that format. 1 respawn game mode that's like fast-paced and quick. 1 more smart tactical type game mode. You have to care about your lives and stuff. And then the hybrid game mode as the deciding factor. So beautiful. Such interesting skins. Every time I see these skins, I'm just like, wow. You know, that's so interesting. Look at this. 13 kills for exterior, the sniper on side NATO. He was dominating there. Really well played by him. I mean, good showing as well there by Team Valentza. They had 11, 10, 8. No low scores really. But unfortunately, they lost that one. And now they're the ones who have to overcome the mental game.
100% momentum now swinging in favor of NATO, and it does look like map number 3 is just about ready. As we get things set up on that, we'll get you the confirmation of what we're going to be playing on Control. As I'm really, really excited for that, as Daddy Cool takes care of admin comms as we get that confirmed. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering what you're tuning into, this is round number 1 of the winners bracket. This is a match number 4, meaning that all 3 matches have taken place before this, where we've seen teams progress through into the next round. We've seen teams fall through into that losers bracket. But at the moment, this is the last game of deciding the next set of titles. We saw Cyclone essentially dominate their opposition 1ncognito previously, but now when it comes down to this game, tied up at 1 apiece, a little bit more of a nail biter, it has to be said, right, Daddy?
It definitely has to be said. And as we were mentioning, this is round 1. A few teams have already been knocked into lower bracket. And I like lower bracket. I like losers bracket because you only have 1 shot, right? If you're out there, you're out. And that just adds a different mention. And some people just play better under that pressure, right? I know as a procrastinator myself, like the worse my odds are, the better I do. So, you know, we might see somebody pulling it through all the way down from the losers bracket all the way through to the winners bracket. And it's going to be exciting. We still don't have confirmation on where our control is going to be played. From what we saw, it is going to be slums. But apparently it's not correct. It can't be slums. Okay, so there's no repeating maps, it seems. And that actually really keeps it interesting. There's such a big map pool to choose from for Call of Duty Mobile. That makes sense that you don't want to see repeating maps. It's so interesting. It looks like the mobile scene has got a lot of stuff on its way. I'm going to have to... I think the game... It is installed, actually. I'm going to have to go and see how that plays. I'm going to get rolled, most likely. Looking at these players, I look like a bot, honestly. But we just got confirmation. Game 3, hardpoint on raid. Again, we saw it the previous match. Control on raid again. We saw the previous match. Control makes a lot of sense on that map. Looking at the 2 power points, the statues, such a fun place to play. It's a bit more difficult to play, but it's exciting. I'm excited for game 3.
Well, in terms of the maps, if you're just wondering for Control, Firing Range, Raid, Summit, Crash, Coastal, all the maps that are able to be played on Control, but does look like we go probably to what would have been one of my favorites of the 3 favorites. To be honest, I've never played Crash Control. That must be interesting. I mean, it's one of the Call of Duty 4 maps of old.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think it designed for Control. It couldn't have been because the game mode technically came out after. So I wonder how it plays, but we're not going to see that today. We're going to be seeing Raid, and it's a map that we both have professed our love to from either one of our sides.
I love it. And I think why it would possibly work is Crash was still one of the traditional 4-lane maps, 3-lane maps that is. Again, Infinity Ward has more and more over the years been moving away from the 3-lane maps, and we've been adding a lot of clutter and verticality. And that just doesn't play too well, but Crash is one of those classics. You know, there is that one high point, but usually there's always an interesting high point on these competitive maps that it's risky to get to, but if you get there, it has a lot of value. Obviously, you're exposed to the whole map as well. So it would be interesting to see that. Hopefully, we get to see it soon. But now we are going into Raid, and everybody's looking the wrong way at the beautiful view out there. And now they're looking the right way. The bomb is that way, or the objective is that way.
All right, so it's going to be Nato in yellow, Valentza in blue, and it does look like it's going to be Valentza, the first ones on the defensive side, where it's going to be the good old Nato on the attack. At the moment, it's going to be Lamian that we're on board with, trying to be able to find out those shots early on, and it's going to be Valentza that it comes out all blue. We've seen how dominant they can be when it comes down to respawn game modes. Will this be a quick sweep for them, or will Nato be able to hold on strong? We're going to have to wait and see.
Oh, no matter what, we are going to see a game 4, though, and that means it's going to be another hard point. So if they struggle here, if NATO struggles here, they're going to have to really figure out how to dominate with this respawn mode. But right now, it seems like they're keeping Valentza quite scattered around the map. No, Valentza is controlling NATO really well. They're all in this small little area. They're getting completely surrounded. They're going to lose a lot of players. It's already 27-20. Valentza is definitely really good with these objective modes and dominating the overall map flow.
And at the moment, I've got to be said, when it comes down to the defending team, it's a little bit easier when it comes down to control Raid, especially being on the defensive side of things. But at the moment, I mean, got to say, Valentza's making the most of it as they've come out guns blazing, almost catching NATO off guard with their attacking play. And it does look like we only have around about 16 seconds left on the clock. And I don't think NATO are going to be able to get onto the point in time. That being said, Demon wants to change my mind as they make their way through. As eventually a heal will be jumped on for a couple of seconds here, but it does look like it will be traded out as it's going to be 2-1. And that is it, potentially. Is nobody in the heal? There we go. It is going to be Valentza that come out dominant on that first defensive round.
Valentza is definitely controlling that whole B side. I wonder if NATO should have just given up on the B and tried to get at least a few points and ticks in time on A, but they just wanted that B. And then they just completely kind of got stuck like deer in a headlight. And that is, again, that is the mental game. Once you do realize something's not working, you have to go and find what works. That's what sets the good apart from the great, the better from the best. And right now it seems that side of Valentza, they are again just pushing straight past the side, and they're going to take B dominance really early.
Yeah, and right now it's all raining up blue on our left-hand side of the kill feed, as it does look like B site will get picked up quite quickly here. This might be one of the quickest controls I've ever watched if it keeps on going at this pace, because Synchro has been an absolute... I just look at my left-hand side of the screen. You know what? You can almost block out just the top left-hand corner, and I can just watch the Synchro feed all day, because that's pretty much what is happening at this point in time.
Synchro actually gets taken out by a nade, not even a gunfight, so he is definitely dominating right now. He's doing a lot of plays for his team. He's on 11 kills with the second player at 7 as well, so Creator is also doing a lot right now. Yeah. And at the moment, NATO can't seem to find an opening. B has already been taken, and so quickly as well. Now, we want Valentza just need to get onto A for a few points. And a good position here by the Goat Kano. But will he be able to get this pick? Good head glitching there in the water, but it's such a dangerous position. The players are surrounding. He gets another pick. He stays alive for just long enough to hopefully buy time for his teammates. But now Valentza is on the site, and they're going to be the ones keeping NATO off the site.
Yeah, so at the moment it's going to be Valentza just shutting them down time and time again. Only 9 respawns left in the back pocket of Nato, who find themselves falling even more there as 8 players left on the clock. At the moment it's going to be shots being picked up over the Overwatch at this point. It is, what, a couple of trades out there from your mama, as it does look like it's going to be 16-7. At the moment, Valentza still not getting onto the point just yet, but needing to make their way through now.
Sure, Valentza is dominating here on this control, but they don't have a tick yet, so maybe, but unfortunately, it's a 15-5 advantage.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people you have to work through. 13-4. They have lives to play with, and a nade finds... Actually, no, nade finds... seems like Yanni disconnected at the start. Actually, he has reconnected. Hopefully, he can find some momentum for his team here. 10v3, they are holding on pretty well. Let's see if they're actually able to take it home. Equalize it to 1-1.
Ooh.
No, that doesn't look like it's going to happen. 8v2 now, 8v1. Now those... Nope, 8v0.
That's odds that is going to be just too difficult to match to at this point in time. It's 2-0 in favor of Valentza, and it's going to be an uphill struggle, but we've seen the reverse sweep picked up from Nato previously. Now Nato on the attacking side of things, will they decide to change things up? They still have Annihilate in the back pocket here of Instincts, who's going to be making their way directly through the mid side of the map. Going to be utilizing that Krieg 6 to be able to open up with the first blood.
Unfortunately, Yanni seems to be having some technical difficulties. Hopefully they can get that sorted as quick as possible. That is something that unfortunately does happen sometimes. But right now, I just want to point out, Synchro is on 18 kills.
Yeah.
18, more than double second in his team, but there's an Annihilator in there. And then the enemy team, Damien, is on 15. It's not really far behind, but it feels like Synchro's kills are just more in crucial position, more valuable right now. And Greater gets that Annihilator kill. Oh, the 2-piece with Annihilator. The Annihilator is so satisfying to watch. Holy. And it seems they are once again keeping Nato completely off the side here. Nato needs to give up on B when they struggle like this, go A, and then they can play the flanking route, get around. But they're very stubborn. They want this B, and it's just not paying off for them.
Yeah, it's just not working at this point in time, but that does look like it's going to be Demon that picks up a big elimination there on the right-hand side of the courtyard. That's going to open up a little bit of room through mid if they're able to break through, but it's going to be Synchro that shuts him down. Should I say, that's actually Nundi. On the opposite side of things, we've got Valentza's just pushing past the line, 25 seconds left on the clock, and I've got to say, Nato, it's not looking good for them at this point in time.
Yeah, 20 seconds left again. They just want B. Where's the comms? Where's, hey guys, B is not working. They're all committed to B. Let's see if we can find A. Right now, it's just not working, and they are down to 19-10. Again, seems like Yanni is AFK, which could be affecting the morales in the comms. Maybe he's their IGL making the calls for them, and unfortunately, without that IGL, they seem to not be knowing what to do. That's a 3-0.
Yeah.
This control for Valentza.
Not the best position. I mean, we've struggled with our disconnections, I guess, from a casting perspective. Daddy, I'm looking at you. But maybe the same kind of thing from Nato there as Yanni, unfortunately falling out of the fall, which is a bit disappointing considering how tight that search and destroy was. What a big comeback that was from Nato a little bit earlier on. And now we're sitting in a position where we're going into a hard point that quickly. Hopefully we can just buy a little bit of breathing time for Nato to get themselves aligned, and who knows, maybe they can pick up 2 maps in quick succession to be able to come out on top of that one. But gotta say, MVP rightly deserved there for Synchro, who just looks so dominant, utilizing, I believe, I guess what you dub as the P90 on that side of things, looking so good.
It is the P90, isn't it?
It is. It's like a SK. Okay. I believe it's got a different name altogether, but it's a it's a P90 at the end of the day.
How many kills did Synchro have there then? Can you confirm that for me? Because I think it was over 20. He was.
Yeah, I think it was like 26 is my guess. That's what I'd put down on the cards, but Synchro is an absolute beast. 23. Yeah. Okay.
No, that's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm getting down on my cards. We will have a friendly little wager here. Well played to him. Really doing a lot for his team. Like I said as well, we saw Damien had a lot of kills for the side of Nato, but it just feels like they weren't as impactful as Synchro's kills. Synchro was constantly on the right position to cancel the rotations, keep them off the site. Really well played there, and that was an extremely quick hardpoint control, like you said. Now we're going into hardpoint. We saw that Nato struggled with the first round of hardpoint. Will they be able to bring something back? And hopefully Yanni's connection gets sorted out in the meantime. We might need to wait for that to be confirmed.
Yeah. We will probably need to be able to wait, but for right now, we'll wait for the confirmation of what is going to be our next hardpoint map. That still needs to be decided here today. And
it's standoff.
Ooh, some good old standoff? That's what we love to see. Standoff, a great map, and we've seen it earlier on today. Let's see if the teams have learned from one another when it comes down to their rotations and their pickups, and also holding that anchoring position. Now, Daddy, I'm interested to see, like, has it surprised you today at the level of skill that these players show on mobile?
Most definitely. I mean, there in this last game as well, I was watching, was it Synchro, where he'd get one kill, immediately wide repeat in pre-fire, an area where he would expect something to possibly be. Didn't get the shots, but those are the types of things you love to see pros do, where they just try and read the map. Because if you get that shot off before somebody even peeks the corner, they never stand a chance, basically. And it's so beautiful to see. I still don't know how they do it on mobile, but there's limited, like, analog sticks are limited, but now you have, like, touchscreen analog sticks. It's genuinely impressive, but again, it's not always just about the gun skill, which is insane, but the plays. You can see the way they're playing, the head glitches, the rotations, the anchoring. It's all there, and it's so beautiful to watch, especially from the competitive background. It's good to see that they're somehow pulling this off on mobile. Honestly, I don't know. I got the whole world to move with my mouse, and they are making it look easy. The way they're playing it right now, it's really
yeah, it's quite disturbing in all honesty when it comes down to knowing that these guys are doing this on the iPads or on their mobile device, and it's fantastic to be able to see this level of skill, and that's what we're hoping to be able to see from an African perspective, putting our best foot forward. I mean, from an international scene, we don't necessarily get to compete with the international as much as possible, so I hope that you're watching international scene, because that is your whole collective name, because we feel like we get left out from time to time. So we just want to be able to have an opportunity to showcase our skills, showcase what Africa has to offer, and I think that is being shown here today. So for right now, we're getting ready for this map number 4. I mean, Daddy, now that you've had a little bit of time to suss out these teams, do you think NATO has what it takes to be able to bring back with the reverse sweep?
I mean, the way NATO played that Search and Destroy was beautiful. And like I said, the control is like a hybrid game mode, and it's clear that NATO, Valentza are really good with the respawn aggressive game modes. And I don't know, this is now hard point. So if NATO has it within them to kind of bring back the on this aggressive game with the hard point, I'll be really impressed. Currently, it's looking really good for Valentza. They haven't figured out, and Standoff is a map that from my past, is a really aggressive favoring map. It's not a map that, even if you're playing in an objective mode, even if you're aggressive, you usually tend to do well, and it seems that Valentza is the aggressive team. Unfortunately, again, with the disconnect from Yanni, it might not be the full showing that NATO...
Yeah, it does look like we've lost a little bit. Talking about disconnects, Daddy cool. See you in a bit. As for right now, when it comes down to what he was alluding to, that attacking position when it comes down to standoff, and we've seen Synchro time and time again be essentially at the tip of that spear when it comes down to the squad that is going to be able to come out on top, none other than Valencia. Potentially, we'll have to wait and see. NATO with a huge opportunity, but they'll need to shut down Synchro in those P1 and P2 heals, as he's been looking unstoppable. Now, I want to find out your predictions in the chat. Is it NATO FTW? Is it Valencia FTW? Who's going to be taking this map, and who will be coming out on top? I'll give you a shout out if you get your score pretty much close to the mark, and we'll make sure that we check that after the fact. So make sure you utilize the chat, make sure you show some love, hit that like as well as subscribe button, whether you're watching here on African Gaming or if you're watching on the Carry First side of things. We're going to make sure that we give you as much action, and if not all the action possible, that comes directly from the Sub-Saharan African Championships for Call of Duty Mobile, presented by Carry First, and obviously brought to you by the good folks at African Cyber Gaming League. Taking care of you here today has been myself, and now the man that is back, Daddy Cool.
My disconnects and reconnects have some pretty good timing, honestly. I'm actually low-key impressed. Yeah, no, it's been great. The weird part about my disconnects is I can still hear everything. It's like my upload just completely cuts out. So I can keep on with the conversation. So it's not that bad, I guess, all things considered. So yeah, as you say, Gary, first, thank you for sponsoring ACGL, just doing the best for South African esports. African esports, honestly, this is a sub-Saharan Africa competition. It's not just for South Africans. And that's what I love to see. I think sometimes we get too worried about only South Africa. We need to get the whole continent on the map for esports, because that's how we're going to get most players in the games and our biggest chance to show ourselves on the international scene. But now we are on game 4, Standoff, the beautiful map. I love this map, and it's hardpoint again. Let's see if NATO has what it takes to bring it back. But right now, Valentza has been dominating, and again, Synchro has just been on fire. With the sniper, SMG, give him a gun, and he will kill people with it.
basically, at this point in time. And I want to stay on board with Synchro, currently going forward with the CBR4. Daddy, that's the P90 of this game, just so we can remember for next time. I think from that side of things, we can still call it the P90 if we really want to. Oh, we've lost Daddy. I'm alone. All right, back in. All right, at this point in time, it is going to be Valentza's actually losing out the hill early on. Nato coming back and fighting strong. And this is what we wanted to be able to see from this NATO squad. They have a huge opportunity to be able to pick up some big points here, pick up the map, and potentially turn the reverse sweep on its head. Remember, this is a best out of 5 series for every single one of these games. We do, however, should this go all the way, not this game in particular, but should the losers bracket winner beat up against the winners bracket winner, then we have 2 best of 5s. So for right now, we make our way to P2, and it's going to be NATO with some early rotations on that side of things, but it's going to be Valentza's on the backside that need to be able to pick it up.
Right now, this is a much more tight competition we've seen so far. 31-20 for NATO as well. NATO last time being barely even reaching 50 in total, so they are getting a good start right now. But we see Valentza's already on the next point again. We've talked about how important the initial rotations to the next points are. And it seems that right now, NATO is actually completely clearing off Valentza. And now they have this point for them. Look at the map. It's so beautiful to be able to see the whole map. It paints a whole picture. Sometimes we see the player perspective, but it's the chess game that's really happening in real time. And right now, they have cleared off everybody. Player 1 trying to see if he can find any stragglers. Getting onto side, trying to get a pick off, but nobody even gets traded there. They're all over the side. They're putting points in the bag. 56 so far. But look at this discipline right now from Valentza. They are waiting for their teammates to get into position. Going in 1-by-1 just doesn't work. And now Synchro getting in from behind. He gets a beautiful pick there. Hopefully finds another, but he doesn't, as they do cover each other. Well played.
Very well played there, as it's NATO picking up some massive points here. And if you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, the current map score is currently sitting in favor of Valentza's, which is 2-1. NATO just with the 1 in the back pocket, so they're going to need to be able to pick up 2 maps in succession here. Doing really well in this map number 4, standoff hardpoint at the moment. Oh, did he? Oh. That's a horrible birthday present to throw up a staircase.
Most definitely. When you see that C4 coming and you're in that little room, you're like, well, guess I'm die. And that is exactly what happened right now. 72-29-30. I see Valentza is getting a few points on the board, and this is what I like to see, these more tight game modes. We talked about how Top Granny is a tough one to contest, but it seems that NATO have been able to contest it. They take dominance right now. They are keeping them offside, getting good points on the board again. 80-33 right now.
Big shots there coming in from Nundi to be able to pick up that one, but at the moment it's still going to be NATO inside of the hill. Valentza's on the back foot and not liking it from their side of things. This is where momentum has seemingly shifted when it comes down to respawns. Damien is just sitting on the top staircase, just pre-firing doors. 20 seconds left on the clock. Now comes the decision from Valentza's side of things. Are we going to go for these rotations towards Delhi at this moment in time? It does look like they make their way through. It's going to be player number 1 that has a huge role to play here for NATO. Ooh, Synchro.
Almost able to get that. Synchro is too good with that P90. And right now they are getting onto the next point. If they can get themselves a good amount of time on this point, it's all still fine. He spots out the one player, gets ready, gets a reload. Oh wait, that's his own player, never mind. As they now look at it, clearing this side, he's probably reading that the team of NATO is rotating in from the other side and getting ready. They're getting only one player to cut off that flank.
Here's the push. 2 players will make their way through. It's also utilizing the flamethrower inside of this point and being able to pick up the kills there. So NATO come in, they take over, and it's going to be the player on the top of the staircase. Boom, picks up 1, turns around. This is a huge opportunity here for Nundi. Watches the player on the staircase, will be able to pick up a second. Nundi coming up with the plays needed. At the moment, it's going to be a trade-off with Hack, and Hack falls down. Triple kill going in the back pocket of Nundi, who does so well to clutch and hold on to this point and pick up some more needed, desperately needed here from Valentza's.
That was so beautiful played there by Nundi. He was constantly doing the smart rotations, taking new angles, not
trying to be able to essentially just overextend himself, and at the moment does come out on top of that one. For right now, it is going to be the rotations that are going to be needed. Valentza's hasn't actually rotated out just yet. With 4 seconds left on the clock, we go to P1. This is going to be absolutely massive here for NATO. As they make their way through, they claim the point, and it's all about picking up these players, rotating outside of Garage. The Annihilator gets picked up here, but he doesn't connect with the first shots. Very, very weak on either side. The player comes through Delhi at this point. It doesn't look like will he be able to fight off this one? Does exactly that with a Purifier kill. This is huge from Valentza's, who pick up some much needed points as they hold onto the hill and fight their way back. This is hardpoint, ladies and gentlemen. This is the map that we wanted to be able to see. So at the moment, it's going to be a huge Annihilator kill coming there in the middle, as it's going to be 30 seconds left on the hill. Still either ones to be able to contest, as it's going to be Nato trying to come in through the sides. It's broken, and we'll get traded out there for 1-1. At the moment, the hill remain contested. We do have a Predator missile that has just been utilized, and now it's all about those rotations. Now Garage becomes so huge. Player number 4 for Nato, currently wrapping around the back, and this is going to be a huge position just to be able to hold, as Nato are the first two. Ooh, will he get spotted out? Nato hold on top. Will be able to dart through the staircase. Unfortunately, will go down. And now it's about the trades inside of the hill. Valenzas make their way through outside of Garage as well with those full rotations. You can see the further spawns going out towards storage side. And at the moment, it's still Valenzas who are fighting back tooth and nail for every second that they can get.
This game is so close right now.
It is very close, Daddy. I'm glad that you pointed it out. But, Daddy, we've lost you again, and you'll be back in a second, I'm sure. But at the moment, the heartbeat, adrenaline action will keep on going on screen. At the moment, inside of this back of the warehouse, they are packing points inside at this point, as it's going to be Valenzas trying to hold on, as it's going to be Garage that will get cleared as well. Valenzas have just turned it up a gear. I'm not too sure where the energies come from, but at this point in time, they are just going stronger and stronger with each second that they get. They've got the lead. Now with 19 seconds left on the clock, the hill remains contested, and it's going to be the Deagle that gets called out. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find its mark. But it does look like we've got rotation happening, and it's all the way towards one of the most important hills in the game. It's going to be Grandma's, and it does look like a huge Predator missile is going to be able to stop them in their tracks. Valenzas back in. All right, so Valenzas now trying to be able to work their way forward. Daddy is right back with us as well. That does look like this
okay, I'm so sorry. See, right now, that's Predator missile.
And we lost Daddy again. Frogfoot doing the most at the moment for his connection, unfortunately, as it does look like Demon's going to be able to work his way up through the staircase. It is going to be Nato that picks up the heal for the first time, and it's huge with 42 seconds left on the clock. However, Creator comes up with a couple of trades. 38 seconds left on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, they are providing us with a show right here, right now, and it's going to be the players essentially filtering in through the back alley. It's going to be Damien that has so much work to do, almost all alone here. As he works his way up the staircase, will be able to pick up one? No, he doesn't, as he gets swept right back down the staircase yet again. Valenzas are breaking away. 19 seconds left on the clock. The warehouse now, or rather, we've got our way towards, yes, the bottom of the map, the warehouse side of things, to be able to pick that up, as there's going to be player number 1, Instinct, that has to come up with a huge hold. But, oh, look at that. The slide, the glide, and the waterworks come out as the Purifier cleans the room. And it's going to be Valenzas walking their way in. Huge plays being made.
Definitely is huge plays. I hope I'm back to just cost a little bit of this last action. You were saying that it was Valentza that was making the comeback, but honestly, I feel like Synchro is dead. He just found his rhythm. 32 kills right now.
Huge.
Look at him going ham, just finding that position for his team. But it is not over yet by any means. For any of these teams. 150, 185. Nato is trying to get back onto that side, get those points for them. And they are keeping on the side, keeping the team of Valentza off. And right now, they're going to put some good points in the bag here. 30 seconds left. They can equalize here and then hopefully pull off soon.
And it looks like he managed to earn himself a Hellstorm missile on that side of things. That's absolutely huge, as your mama will be able to pick up 2. 20 seconds left on the clock. They're going to need every single one of these just to be able to bring up a decent enough differential between themselves and their opposition. When we go back to P1, P1 is going to be so dangerous. I hope everybody's got their trophy systems ready, because grenades, streaks, as well as just bombs are going to be flying in from every single direction as we go in towards the latter seconds of this HP.
Only 5 seconds left before the next reveal. 50-point lead right now for Valentza. Not a big one, but that is enough to make it the pressure start rising for Nato. Nato realized that they can go to game 4, or this could be the game 5, or this could be the end. So they are under pressure, and right now Valentza is keeping. But Synchro just finds all the openings.
My goodness, Synchro, you dirty player, you, as it does look like even the Purifier is going to get drawn out. Damien managed to take him down at range. 37 seconds left on the clock. If they manage to hold on to every single second here, but Damien's going to try shut down the door. Picks up a 3-piece of his own. At the moment, it's all about trying to work your way in towards the heel. Creator comes up with a 2-piece of his own. Demon now trying to fight their way in. It remains heavily contested. Only 21 seconds is what is required to secure the points on the board. Now the decision needs to be made for Valenzas. Do we go for heal? Do we go for scrap time? Or are we going towards P2 to try pick up the win?
Hopefully the P2 is what they need to get that win. But I just want to say, so far, 46 kills on Synchro. He is definitely the MVP so far of this from this series, honestly. Playing so beautiful, making so many plays for his team, getting openings, shutting down rotations. Just magnificent to watch. But Nato is on this side. We're focusing on Synchro, but Nato, they still in it. 195 to 230. They are very close, and they seem to have dominance right now. They will see another player get shut down by the Annihilator. The Annihilator
This is crazy.
This is beautiful. I love to watch this. There is 44 seconds left, but it is being contested right now, so no point going to any team. And there Synchro finds an opening once again, and now
they're in.
They're in.
At this point in time, it's just one player on the top side that's doing so well. Instincts holding out by pretty much himself at this point in time. 29 seconds. They should be able to pick this up, should they be able to hold on. But now it's all about trying to contest this heal on the top side. The Purifier gets whipped out as it cleans the room of any player being able to be left standing. At this point in time, the grenades won't be enough to be able to filter in, as it's all about can they contest with the last seconds. We have another heal to be able to play here, potentially, as we got 7, 6. Are we going to play another heal? It does look like we will indeed, as it does look like we head towards Granny's, of course, where this might all get decided.
Hostile Predator missile inbound.
All right, so to Granny's we go. At the moment, the Predator missiles will rain in from above. At the moment, it's all about Valencia's. Can they pick this up? All they need is 4 eliminations. On the other side of things, Nato, can they hold off their opposition? It's a defense versus an attack. It's traditional Call of Duty. It's what we love to be able to see. But for right now, it's all about who's in the hill at the moment, and it is Nato being able to pick this one up. On the right-hand side, they pick up the players outside of Ali, and now it's going to be Valentza, who once again, they are spawning further and further away. The panic is setting in. At this point in time, Nato are holding on with every single possible second that they can get uncontested. And as you can see, it still remains yellow in the kill feed. Nato are turning this one on its head. There's only a couple of seconds left, and they keep on pushing them further and further away. Nato with the most clutch play that we've ever seen on one hardpoint hill. When they needed to come up big, they've done exactly that. Nato take the W. Whew. What a game there for Nato. I can't believe it myself. Daddy Cool, I'm not too sure if you're there or you're not there. But for right now, if you wanted to watch some of that action, you are going to be caught with your fist in your mouth, because what a game that was. Huge plays from Nato at the last.
I was able to watch every second of that, and it was honestly a pleasure to watch. The way 246 is usually where you almost give up, and they just did not give up. They brought it back. They had the lead in the beginning. They lost it. They had it. They lost it. And then they brought it back with only 4 points to spare. That is magnificent. That is beautiful. Well played to Nato. And that means that they are now going into Game 5.
Yeah.
Game 5. Now that's what you love to hear.
Synchro almost picks up the 50 bomb there, with 49 eliminations. On the opposite side of things, Damien and Instincts get their 40 bombs of their own. Huge plays all around. And guys, I have to catch my breath, because that was ridiculous. What a game that was overall, as we get ready for map number 5 here. It's gone the distance. It's gone all the way. Said Nato versus Valentza was going to be a tough game, or closely fought game. It is exactly that. Daddy, we've had such a good spectating opportunity here today. And I got to say, this is Call of Duty Mobile, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we love to be able to see.
This is competitive gaming. This is esports. Honestly, making it one thing just does not do it justice. That was so beautiful to watch. That nail-biting finish, it was so fantastic to watch. We were saying that, hey, Valentza is good on the aggression, but Nato came and showed us, hey, you guys don't know us. We still have this in the bag. It's a Game 5. On S&D, where we saw previously, that is where Nato was shining. So now
is right, Daddy Cool. Now is right. Now is the time. Now is where I want you, those that are viewing this, please get into the chat. I want your predictions of the Search and Destroy. Are we going to go to the 24-round smasher? Are we going to go all the way to sudden death? Is this going to be a blowout? Will Nato, I mean, they won the Search and Destroy previously, right? I mean, they were up like literally up against the wall with Valentza's leading on that side of things. Now, Valentza's time and time again, they've been in positions where they're like, oh, this is an easy 3-0 match. Nope. This is we're going to take this hard point. We've got around about a 100-point lead. Nato pull it right back. Nato, they're relentless. And I think that when it comes down to the Search and Destroy, we're going to have a banger no matter what. At the moment, we're just waiting on exactly what map we will be filtering to as we get ready to jump on in. I am very excited. It's Shoothouse? No?
It's not Shoothouse. Damn it. I'm being lied to. My admins lied to me. I'm so sorry.
There we go, Daddy Cool. I'm really sorry for you, dude. It's like internet at its worst at the moment. A national outage, unfortunately, causing Daddy Cool to drop in and out. But it does look like we've got 3 potential maps. So Standoff, Summit, or Raid. That is where it gets really real here today. It does look like Summit is the decision that we're going to be going to with Search and Destroy. We've seen it previously today. It's going to be a bit of a nail biter. So without further ado, our team is going to get loaded up and ready for this map. Now, it's almost aptly titled as Summit because both of these players have been fighting up the mountain up against one another, and it's all about who can dominate that summit. Who is going to be able to push their opposition down? Who is going to be able to stand tall as the winner, raising their flag into the mountain, into the summit as that W winner in terms of who progresses through into this next round. Guys, I gotta just say I'm excited. I'm sweating up in here. This is getting really crazy. And for Search and Destroy, bring it. Because the story needs to have an endpoint. And either one of these teams can take it. I can't even predict it from my side of things. But maybe you can do a little bit better than me in the chat. Let us know who you think is going to be able to come out on top. So
After all of this, I want Nato to win. They've been doing upsets, they've been doing comebacks. It's just been a pleasure to watch, unlike my internet has been. I'm so sorry about that. But I'm here I can watch everything. It's so fun to watch. I'm making these calls. I'm like, action, and then the internet is like, no. So sorry about that. But you know, we power through, we get this sorted out for the next one. But so far, it's been an absolute pleasure to be part of this COD mobile experience. It's so good to see the skill that
once again, I agree with you, Daddy Cool. Hopefully you'll be back with us in a little bit to be able to add a little bit of light in terms of the situation. But for right now, I got to agree with him. The man speaks facts, pure facts. This has been an absolute blast of a series, blast of a match, and a blast of a broadcast to be able to be with. So a big shout out to everybody involved. Shout out, obviously, Call of Duty Mobile, Carry First, and a big shout out to the broadcast team behind the scenes, the ACGL fam, taking care of business. Much love to your faces. Much love to all of you, obviously, for tuning in. But we do have that one last map. You know what? Throw away the rest. Throw away everything that just happened. This might as well become a best of one Search and Destroy. That's what we're here to do right here, right now. Are we ready? Let me just ask my team going in. Are we ready from that side of things to be able to jump on in? Okay. Getting some confirmation in my ear.
Ready.
Does look like the players are pretty much ready. Daddy's internet, I don't know how much we can trust your internet at this point in time.
Me neither. I'm gonna try my best. Almost kudos to you for taking over every time I just leave you mid-sentence. It's a fun experience. But yeah, no, I'm excited as the players do load in. We have a beautiful map again. Summit, we saw it earlier. I wonder if we're going to see beautiful quick scopes again. Oh, the map changed?
Ooh, we've got a little bit of a last minute change coming in from our news sources down below. It's not going to be Summit. As much as my analogy in terms of being able to build that lovely picture, we go to Raid. Because you know what? We might as well just throw a bunch of weapons into the category. We're going to raid one another when it comes out to Search and Destroy. Let's see what happens.
I'm back again for just a few seconds. Raid is one of our all-time favorite Search and Destroy maps. Oh, you call it money? We used to call it bank. Okay, bank is such a gilded, crucial position to hold. Obviously, the bomb is right there next to the bar. We have the statue bomb, the line of sight straight through mid from the stairs. Oh, yeah! I'm so excited to watch this. And again, even though the platform is mobile, the skill from these players are there. They know how to play the maps, the rotations, the flanks, the anchors. It's going to be a good time. Raid is probably one of the most legendary maps. There's a reason it gets remastered for every Call of Duty Treyarch game and even put into mobile right now. I'm excited to see the action here.
Should be a good one. All right, so we're just, ladies and gentlemen, the players are probably, you know what, going to the bathroom, taking a little bit of a break, taking a little bit of a breather, and I can understand why, because this has been non-stop, go, relentless action. But for right now, they're probably in the mirror after splashing some water on their face saying, you will do this. You will take this win. You will take this W. And now they're heading back into their chair with their mobile device, getting themselves ready and set. Probably putting on some thumb gloves. Big shout out to GG Grips, ACGL GG Grips. If you guys want to be able to get those, go check out our store. Shameless plug. But hey, I love them. To be able to utilize them if you want to be able to give yourself the smoothest feel on your gaming station. But for right now, we're waiting to jump on into Raid. We're waiting to jump into the Search and Destroy. And honestly, I can't call this. I mean, Valentza, if anything, probably are the ones with the disadvantage now going into this map number 5.
Yeah, momentum is so important, and they probably lost their momentum there because they had it. They were 4 points off. It was in the bag for them, right? And now, not only are they tired after going out to Game 5, but this is Search and Destroy, meaning there's a possibility of having to do the overtime thing as well. And once you get to that stage, that is where the mental is going to start taking over. I'm excited to see how these players handle and deal with this. It is anybody's game, like you were saying. Throw all the other games out. It is now a best of one. One Search and Destroy, the best like competitive shooter game mode to determine all on one of the best maps of Call of Duty's ever had. I'm pretty sure if you ask anybody, it's like, yeah, Raid, that's the map that's highly up there, and it's all or nothing now. And yeah, players you're washing their hands, nice little thumb grips. I don't even have a phone, and I don't play competitive on my phone, but I want those thumb grips just because they look so cool. It's like, and they're packaged so nicely.
You should just walk around, thumbsing up everybody. Hey, what are you up to?
Oh, yeah,
I'm keeping these thumbs safe for when I really want to give you a positive thumbs up.
But yeah, no, so hopefully Yanni's internet issues are sorted. It seems, touch wood, that mine is being stable right now. So hopefully I can catch all this action of this last game. And that would be an absolute pleasure. In case you guys haven't noticed, I love Search and Destroy. And I love Raid. So I really want to be part of this right now. And yeah,
keep your internet on, right?
Yes, please. Frogfood. Just call someone at Frogfood. Like, hey, whoever's flipping that switch, stop it. Take your kid home. That's why we don't do take your kid to work days. Clearly somebody's flicking some internet switch somewhere. But yeah, right now, isn't there like a COD Mobile tournament? I always see the ACGL crew doing COD Mobile stands all around the country. When's the next one?
I believe the next one will be in Durban. I think it's around about the 26th or 27th. I don't have the numbers of the dates nearby me. Somebody please correct me in chat. It is available. But for right now, it's not about what's happening tomorrow, what's happening yesterday. It is about right here, right now. Search and Destroy. It's Valentza on the defensive side of things. And we've got Nato on the attack. Let's see what is going to take place. It is Raid, Search and Destroy, map number 5.
And it seems that Yanni has been traded out, maybe due to the technical issues. So now they have... Wait, who is it? Instinct? Actually, he was the previous game as well. So now it's a bit of a new team, and maybe this is their aggressive player. Maybe he's the player that allows them to do aggressive things. Right now, it looks like Nato pushed completely past the side, trying to get this pick off here in bank. He's going to get the snipe. It's a bit risky. He overstayed his welcome there, and he gets punished for it. And now it's a 1v5 situation.
All right, 1v5 exterior. We've seen him with some crazy snipes in the past. Still not going to be able to pick up that one just yet. Jumps on the back foot at this point in time. It's still a 1v5. I mean, at this point, it's just for style points, surely, because picking up a clutch in this situation, so difficult. If anything, this is where discipline actually should really come in here for Valentza. Just don't overpeak. Play your defensive points. There's no need to go for overextends. But let's see what they do from this side of things. At the moment,
it's the map. Yeah. They are playing it beautifully. They are not pushing to where they know it is, but they're making sure that every rotation he could make is being cut off. But he does find that first opening pick so far, but he has 2 players behind him, 2 players in front. It's going to be a tough situation to play, and there's players on the bomb as well, which is really dangerous. But he gets the pick. Exterior, can you calm down, please? This man with a sniper is a dangerous situation. That's 1v3.
I gotta say, as much as you pointed out that you like that kind of wraparound, I gotta say I don't like the play. I really don't. He gave them too many 1v1 opportunities there on that side of things. I mean, if they have the information of where the bomb is, surely they should just pull back, let the player do what they need to be able to do and watch those lines of sight. Literally, as soon as they had that information, they could have pulled out. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm an overly cautious dinosaur.
True, I think there's benefits and cons to each one. And unfortunately, well, I guess it did work out. They did have a massive number advantage.
Yeah.
They had 5, so they could play around with a few mistakes. Oh, but look at this beautiful push there. Again, they're pushing so aggressively, so early onto A. But it looked like it was going to work, but then they just instantly lost.
Yeah, but here came up with a huge.
Wait, this
two-piece
bomb
there.
site is on a different location than it should be. I'm just saying, it's on the wrong spot, Call of Duty Mobile. It should be right next to the bar.
It is pulled back in towards the basketball court just to be able to allow a little bit more distance towards tracking on that bomb site. For right now, does however look like Valentza's. They are the defending side of things, which is a little bit easier when it comes down to raid, search, and destroy. And right now, Nato need to get some offensive rounds on the board.
But did we lose Nick this time? Oh, wow. How the turntables. Okay, so now I'm the one in charge, baby. Okay, so we see here that Team Nato are full stacking this B. They've realized that the A hasn't been working for them. They're trying to they've got 4 players here in Laundry on this overlook, trying to get a pick off before they actually go for this kill. Damien is pretty low. Nundi turns his back and gets killed, but Synchro has his aim on Nundi as well. There he gets a kill. Synchro with that sniper is so devastating. Nato has a number advantage right now, 4v2. Hopefully they can get themselves a point on the board, and it seems like B is the side that they want to be working with. Misses the snipe shot, repeats a bit of a risky one, and he actually gets punished for it. The repeat was not worth it. Oh my word! Synchro with the sniper though.
What shots coming in from Synchro from across the pond. Literally, at this point in time, it's going to be Instinct and Hacked in a 2v2 situation with it all to do. The bomb has been planted on the B side, so Madhir will be able to come up with one. Instincts now, his positional placement has been called out. However, what is Synchro going to be able to do in this situation? Does look like the players made their way towards Rock. So here we go, head-to-head Synchro taking on Instincts. Instincts comes out on top, and Nato get themselves a crucial round here for the Search and Destroy.
That was very, very close. They had such a big advantage, and then they decided to peek the sniper. And that is, like you were saying, discipline. You don't need to do that. He's far away from the site. You can get that plant off safely, and then he has to rotate through you. But at least they did still take it. 2-1 now, but Nato is now obviously more cautious of the danger of Synchro. They know that he's on the sniper and he is hungry for kills. And right now we see that the team of Nato are being pushed back again already, as Valentza have a lot of control of this map right now. But now it's a 4v4.
Nato actually picked themselves up a couple of big early kills there now. As you pointed out, oh my gosh, it's all rained in favor of Valentza's now in a 1v3 situation. Kanu the GOAT all alone.
What happened? There were like people alive now. There's just not people alive. He has a good position through mid here. He can hopefully find himself a little pick off here and go get a safe plant. He doesn't know that they basically switch spawns.
Yeah.
You love to see that happen. He can possibly get this plant out on A. A plant on A in the right position can really secure him a lot of value. Dangerous position to plant for, but he's going to get it off. Valentza have no idea that's happening, and there we go. There's such
but here really ready to shoot him or take him down there. Maybe needing to play a little bit more patient there from the opposite side of things. Interesting point. I think you're pointing to where the bomb was planted on the site. Gave him a line of sight through Tiki side, but kind of left him vulnerable all throughout the rest of the space. So tricky bomb plant to be able to pull off.
That was a tough way to decide where to plant, because he was probably assuming they were closer to their spawn than his spawn. So in that sense, that was a logical plant. But obviously, we have the X-ray vision, we have the minimap, we've got all this info, and he did the best he could. Unfortunately, he didn't clutch it. He got the plant off. Oh! Exterior is just as formidable on that sniper. Between these two snipers so far, it's just been an absolute pleasure to watch. Lots of picks all around the map. It's a 4v2 situation in favor of Nato now. And this looks like it could be their round, but I'm not going to jinx it. They've been making small mistakes, and hopefully they can find their discipline for this ground.
Absolutely. Now it is Nato that are on the defense of their own bomb that has been planted. So 30 seconds left on the clock, and Nundi falls down to drown that one out. It is going to be Nato that picks himself up another crucial offensive round here on the Search and Destroy.
Exterior just loves himself some sniping on S&D. Right now, only 4 kills. I feel like we've seen him get like 10 kills. Just me, Synchro on 8 kills as well, though. So he's clearly doing a lot of work on his sniper. Snipers are such dominating forces in the right hands. And right now, it's a hard, quick, early commit onto A. Look at this through the smoke. He's basically flanking through. Kinu the GOAT could get himself a lot of work here. He's gonna go for the gets the pick off as well. And now, 2v4? Wow, that was a quick round.
Very, very quick at the moment. There's going to be Nato on the back foot. I thought they had that one in. They were in towards the side, being able to try push that one forward. But at the moment, it's going to be Valentza bringing this down to a 1v4. Instinct, left in Tiki, left all alone to watch the TV screens. Pick yourself up a drink, get yourself a towel and cool off. Because at the moment, it's Valentza that hunt him down and pick themselves up a kill.
This is now getting intense. 3 more points, 3 rounds. There's a lot of rounds that Valentza still needs. And I mean, Nato is just 2 behind. So it's anybody's game still, but this is where the pressure starts rising. Like we said, this is basically now a best of 1 final round. And we also switch sides now. So now we have Valentza on attack. And the side. Oh, what an early aggressive, beautiful pick and kill as well. The trade's coming out from all the teams. The goat with the 3-4 piece. Is he going to get the ace? What a beautiful hold.
Just give it to him. Oh, give this man the ace at this point in time. Comes up with a crazy 4-piece, and now just needs to take off the person in the bedroom. At this point in time, Exterior managed to do that. But what a play coming in there from the GOAT. That was just disturbing, in all honesty. Kanu, the GOAT, coming up with a 4-piece there on site. I thought they were going to be able to trade that out, but Kanu thought differently. At this point in time, it's going to be Valentza now a little bit demoralized after that attack. Probably should have gone in their favor, as now Nato on the defensive side of things need to try equalize here. It's drawn up to 4-3 at this point, as we are down into a 4v4 situation. But here now sitting on the side of Tiki, trying to make his way in. At this point in time, outside of B-ball, they make their way in. Madhio picks up one. The players in the courtyard gets traded out. That's Kanu, the GOAT, that goes down eventually. He came up so clutch previously. It's now a 2v2 situation, as it's going to be Synchro that gets damaged. Has the sniper rifle in hand. Will he be able to come out clutch? It's Madhio with him. Ooh, doubles back. And walks away lower. Oh, Synchro! The shark races out of the water to take a bite.
With the Kali sticks as well. Yo, the melee being a one-shot, just getting that reposition so well was such a good play there by Synchro. 5-3 now in favor of Valentza. They did not let that one round they lost break the momentum, and it seems they're actually going to go B this round as well. They're going to switch it up, be unpredictable. There's a player really close here. Synchro is none the wiser, but he's just peeking these angles with the sniper out. He's ready to find himself some kills, but he's not finding any right now. The smoke's all over the place. This team is on the position, on the site, and they are hopefully going to get the site around, but they may be too hard committed there, as they could get overwhelmed here. Ooh. Never mind, not if Matt here has anything to say about it. Now it's a 2v2 situation again.
2v2, it's going to be huge. This is such a differential round to be able to pick up. If they pick up this one, then they're only 1 away from taking the W, whereas Nato want to be able to swing the momentum back into their favor. There's a player in top laundry at the moment. It's Synchro left in a 1v2. Comes up with the Kali sticks, but Damien says, that's not going to happen this time round. At the moment, the door gets shut down. It's going to be Nato that pick themselves up another round.
Why are these games so close? I'm on the edge of my seat right now. It's a 5-4. Do we see overtime here?
Oh, it does seem like we've got a disconnect. I'm not too sure what happened to that side of things. Hopefully we can jump right back into the action. I do apologize profusely for that, ladies and gentlemen. It does look like we had a little bit of a crash. We'll get right back in. At the moment, it is currently the score. It is 5-4 in favor of that crew from Valentza. But this one's going to be turned around quite quickly. We're jumping back in as soon as we can, ladies and gentlemen. We do apologize for that disconnect. Completely unpredictable from our side of things. So we'll give you that action in just a second.
Oh, I'm here, by the way.
Yeah.
Yo, it's that's so rough. Much action. It's so intense. It's 5-4. These are the final moments, and then we're getting done dirty like this. I hope it's not a lobby crash. I hope it's just our codcast that disconnected. It would be quite unfortunate if the whole lobby crashed, because having to redo all of that action just would not be fair. Oh,
impossible! Right now, I'm on the edge. I'm literally on the edge of my seat. Let me just adjust myself here quickly because this is ridiculous. Looks like we have a transition of screen. What? We are back in.
Okay. Loading in. Okay.
I'm so excited. What's happening? What's happening? Okay, 64 currently.
Okay, Valentza. Okay. So this could be last round if Nato doesn't keep this clutch up right now. And
all right,
they are definitely feeling it.
So Nato currently in a 5-4 advantage. It's going to be your mama that gets a kill there on that side of things. Our minimap is all distorted. Things are happening at the moment. We're trying to figure it out. It does look like we've got play on the top of the staircase. It's Area that picks up an elimination. It's still Nato that are holding in here. It is a 2v3 situation. Valentza have it all to do.
Oh, it's 2v3 situation as well.
Instinct
Gets
picks
a
up
one
one.
pick. Can he get another? He can't. Now it's up to Hack. Hack is a 1v2
goodness.
for his team, for the game.
Has a
To keep
pistol in
his
hand.
dream alive. He finds a sniper though. How is he sniping game?
It's not good. It's not good here, ladies and gentlemen. Hack misses the sniper rifle. The tension is building at this point in time. It is all about trying to find the player on the bomb site. They both try to peek him out. It's got only a few seconds left on the clock here. Hack needs to come up clutch. He needs to come up big. Bomb has been planted. 40 seconds left on the clock. Can Hack do this? Can Hack
his
do this?
heart must be
Hack,
beating.
check your corners. Check your corners, Hack. Get the kills, Hack.
No!
It's Valentza, however, that do come out on top. They secure the round. I wanted to be able to see it go to all the way to sudden death. But Valentza's do pick up with a big round. That was absolutely massive. I'm a bit sad we didn't get to see it all, but I'm glad we got to see the end, right? I mean, what a game it was between these two teams.
Oh, and that is so. I mean, these two players, Synchro and Extract, they've been making the sniping look so easy. And then Hack picks it up, and he's like, "Yeah, they make it look easy, but sniping is definitely a skill that needs to be learned and honed." And unfortunately, couldn't use that sniper to his max potential. And then Valentza take it home. That is Valentza. To the last second, we did not know. Look at me holding my seat here. I was like, oh my word, no. And the way they even split up, they gave him 2 potential 1v1s. It could have gone his way, just didn't. But it was beautiful to watch. Well played to both these teams.
What a beautiful game, it has to be said. That is the key word. I mean, Cyclone Gaming came out on top of their one up against 1ncognito. Then, when it came down to Nato, I honestly thought they were going to come up with a backup, but Valentza's hold through to the last there and come out on top of that game. Huge plays altogether. And what a really fun broadcast that was. I've got to say, Daddy Cool, I think this might be the first time I've been on the mic with you, and what a pleasure it has been.
It has been an absolute pleasure, even with all the disconnects in between. We made it work. You did fantastic. I had one chance to at least turn the tables on you at least at some point. Your internet disconnected. This is the way it goes. It's part of the fun we experience here in South Africa and Africa, and that just shows if we can get on stage with all these issues, we definitely have a lot of grit and a lot of skill in our bag. That was so beautiful to watch. It was such a pleasure. What a way to finish it. 7-5 is no. Yeah, 7-5 is like as close as it could be without going overtime. Game 5. And it was nail biting. It was so fun.
It's massive. So nail biting. Honestly, mine are down to just the bits.
No, I don't have fingers. Look, they're all gone.
We just have hands at this point in time. But really cool series overall. And ladies and gentlemen, the good news is it's only really just begun. We'll be back next week, Thursday, for some more action from the Sub-Saharan Call of Duty Mobile tournament, brought to you by the good folks at Carry First and operated by us, obviously, here at ACGL. Daddy Cool, I just want to say one thank you to you for joining me here on broadcast today. It has been an absolute pleasure casting with you and Escom. It has been a lot of fun. And Frogwood, there we go. And once again, just thank you to every single one of the viewers, whether you're watching the Carry First channel on ACGL. Make sure you smash that like button and join us here for the next time. Daddy Cool, any last words from your side?
Thank you for having me today, and thank you to Carry First and ACGL doing all these amazing things for the esports scene in Africa. I'm excited to be here. I'll only see you guys next week, Saturday again. And honestly, it's been a pleasure, and I'm just excited. All I can say, I can't wait to see the whole series complete. We have 3 more weeks of this, if I'm correct. This was round 1. Next week, we have some of the semis, and then the week after that, I believe, is the finals. So there's a lot of action still on the plate for us, and I'm excited to be part of every second of that.
Perfect as well. Can't wait to see exactly what transpires. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been the show. Shout out to the broadcast team also taking care of the action behind the scenes. We'll catch you on the next one. Much love to your faces. Cheers.
Bye.
My name is Fayad Kesam. I'm 24 years old and I'm from Joburg. So now we can go into the competitive scene and have no excuses because it's just a smooth game with servers brought into the country.